4, 3, 2, 1. Good morrow, lords, ladies, and non-binary nobles. It is I, your Dungeon Master Salty, here again with my usual gang, as well as one new player. First, we'll go with our resident rogue. That would be Reed Thorngage. Good morrow, Reed.
And that's the fourth time I got crowns.
What's that?
Oh, God.
I heard it.
Yeah, Jesus. My phone was yelling knee at me, very rudely interrupting the stream. All right. Next, we have Sin, who is our badass monk. Good morrow, Sin.
Good morrow.
We have our wisecracking bard, Kiv Stormbringer. Good morrow, Kiv.
Hello.
And we also have our paladin, who is in the never-ending pursuit of justice. Say good morrow to Ulfgar Stormbrew.
Good morrow and justice for all.
And a new character who our adventurers will meet shortly. It's good morrow, Valyria.
Hello.
All right. So, we had a little bit of a longer break here due to the Thanksgiving holiday, but we're all back now. Last we left off our heroes, they had determined the location of the Glittering Cavern, which has said to have a dark power in it, and where the Black Spider has made his base out of. Before they did that, they decided to go and check out the nearby abandoned settlement of Beggar's Cross, where they had discovered that there was a group of cultists who were attempting to gain the alliance of a green dragon who had taken up residence there. They had met a druid who wanted to convince the dragon to leave, but had also been investigating what had corrupted the land and dried up the well. So they could not convince the dragon to leave. I guess dragon's gonna stay on the back burner because there's no way they were gonna kill him in a fight. So now they have come back to town to regroup and make ready to go to the Glittering Cavern. Right now, you guys have come back to town. You're at the. I guess you could come back to the Tipsy Juggler. That's always kind of been your meetup spot to get everything taken care of. Coming into the tavern, you see that Gondrick is there with Ilmar Thunderstroke and Chains. Seems to be keeping a close eye on him, as well as Mognor Stonerender, who is kind of recuperating, resting. And in the tavern, you see a few commoners, as well as someone you've never met before. You actually see an elf sitting in the tavern as well. It appears to be a female elf who has brown hair. She kind of says she's a new sight, and definitely a strange sight in this setting. So you can go ahead and start role-playing out from here.
Well, I kind of turned to Ulfgar and I'm like, well, before we do anything too crazy, we should probably visit a shop or something to kind of unload this cart, huh?
Indeed, we have many supplies and goods.
All right, yeah, there's
Yeah, guys, let's just announce the entire inn that we're loaded down with money and shit.
Hell yeah.
You do know that we kicked the crap out of the bandit guild in town, and Mike and Ulfgar literally provided the gear to outfit the guard. We're untouchable in this place. We're like saviors. We saved the day.
It's true.
No, I mean, Reed's in character, announcing that it's hey guys, let's just announce a little bit louder that we got a bunch of shit to sell.
Yeah, great idea.
We could find a good buyer that way.
Whoever will take our money and sundries from us?
With all this very dramatic announcing, I think I've found the people that I'm looking for.
Yeah, you
So
don't say.
Stand up from my seat and kind of wander over towards them.
All right. So you, the rest of you, while you're sitting there openly announcing what you intend to do with your day, begin to notice that the female elf actually starts to approach you.
I roll initiative.
Roll initiative for the conversation.
Talk to her first.
No, there's no way. There's no way I'm going to win if rolling for initiative. So fair enough.
Roll initiative for conversation.
If there's any justice in this world, you'll roll a nat 20.
Oh my god. Pathetic as usual.
That's an 8. That's an 8. That's damn good for Ulfgar.
God.
Okay, so you go first.
Wow.
24. Okay, yeah. Ulfgar will eventually notice.
All right, so God, we're not rolling initiative on a fucking conversation. Just talk to each other.
This is real. This is real.
Reed thinks she's coming to ambush him. You got money, you say? Well,
All right, well.
take it off your hands.
He
Sid
was
kind
distracted
of
with warlock shit that just happened, so he's not really paying attention to girls.
notices that they're kind of sauntering towards us, and I'm kind of like on my back foot. You know what I mean? Kind of wondering what's going on here, so I'm just kind of staring them down while they're coming towards us.
All right.
Ulfgar is just, of course, stout and, broad-shouldered with his chainmail with his giant justice battle axe.
Yeah, of
Just
course.
totally waiting, staring straight ahead, waiting to announce his greeting when his initiative turn comes around sometime next year.
One of you motherfuckers is gonna have to say hello eventually.
Yeah, well, that's my point. Ulfgar will if no one else beats him to it. The idea is forming.
Reed looks
Excuse
Valari
me.
up and Reed looks Valari up and down. And is like, "Can we help you?"
Good morrow.
Pardon me. I am Valyria. You may have met my mentor back in the Beggar's Cross, the druid who resided.
Oh yeah, that guy that we totally failed his mission on because you guys wouldn't let me convince the dragon to leave.
Oh yeah.
I do recall
After
a man living in a shack.
After that performance involving the dragon, he thought you could use some extra assistance in your quest.
So in other words, he thinks we're inept.
I wouldn't go so far. I merely am here to. I think our goals align.
Well, I, for one, I'm always glad to have more hands to help.
I don't know, guys. This is shady as fuck.
Yeah, I mean this druid guy got word back to this place before we got back. How the hell did that happen?
Yeah, how did you get information? We just literally came back.
Druids are mysterious.
I was not planning on approaching you as of yet. Merely fate that brought us together at this point in time.
Yeah, this is definitely shady as fuck.
Yeah.
Wait, how did you know it was us?
I guess I cannot know for sure. Your extravagant armor and justice acts and loud proclamations of great loot and renown suggested that you might be the warrior bandit that I am searching for.
Kids gonna kind of walk up and be like, "You got that right."
I see my reputation for justice precedes me. I'm humbled.
So you said our goals might be aligned right now. What would you say your goals are?
The evil surrounding Beggar's Cross that has befallen it, and that dragon as well, are of great concern to myself and my mentor.
Oh well, I mean our number one concern is somebody else right now. So I mean,
You mentioned something about some evil in a cave.
oh yeah, there's like 1,000 eels in a cave in this world. I mean,
Which one?
Apologize if I sound vague. I thought maybe this information shouldn't be public knowledge.
So you're
Although-
saying we should like run a room and have a private conversation somewhere?
I wouldn't necessarily request that.
Then what are you requesting?
I merely was just not trying to reveal too much about your adventures and my goals in a public situation,
Which
as
is
we are
why
standing
should
in the
rent
middle of a
room.
tavern yelling.
Which is why I was suggesting we should rent a room and go have a private conversation somewhere.
We could go outside too.
Well, when we go outside, people die. Because that's fighting words in a tavern.
That's morbid. That was above
Jesus.
board.
Reed's had a rough couple days.
I guess. Jesus
Damn.
Christ.
And just
Go
looks at,
outside, people die.
just looks at the barkeep. Room for 5, please.
All right. The barkeep nods his head at you. That'll be 1 gold.
Hand him the gold.
All right. So you've got a room upstairs. It's nice and private. No one can, just barge in on your conversation.
soon as the door closed or he turns around, it's like, okay, so what is your goal?
My mentor had mentioned that you guys are heading to some place called the Glittering Cave, and he spoke to me of an evil that resides there that he wishes that I would assist in dealing with. If it is true that you're heading in the same direction, then perhaps you could provide some assistance to me in dealing with this evil, and I could provide some assistance to you in whatever your goal is in that same area.
I'm not opposed to that. What evil are we talking about here?
My mentor did not provide me with a great many details.
He just sent you off towards danger and didn't tell you what kind.
You know what? He did the same thing to us.
That's true. He did.
My mentor has done a great many things for me in my life, but giving specific information is not one of them.
Well, I mean, she kind of sounds legit.
What can you do? Like, you wanted to help, right? What would that consist of?
My mentor has trained me in the druidic arts in the time that I have been with them. I know a good deal about different druidic and nature magic. I can provide some healing and support as well as some offensive capability.
How useful.
Can you do something druidy right now?
If you would like me to demonstrate my power, I can do so.
Demonstrate.
I get struck by lightning.
Well,
How's that, motherfuckers?
That would convince me, I'll be honest.
I am going to use Wild Shape to transform into a wolf.
All right. Go ahead and you should be fully rested, so you can go ahead and use your wild shape. Before your eyes, the druid transforms into a wolf of the forest with gray fur and big, sharp, shiny fangs.
Kib takes like 3 steps back because I assume the wolf is like 3 times his size.
Yeah, it's probably 3 times the size of you, Kiv.
Yeah, so Kib's backing up like, okay, yep, sorry I doubted you.
With a party of, smaller people. It's probably pretty intimidating.
Everyone starts clapping. Ooh, nice party trick.
That is an impressive feat, and he can heal too.
I go up to the wolf and I kind of poke at like the fur and
So you're getting
Come on, kid. You don't even want to ride him.
you're getting poked right now.
The wolf. Ride the wolf. Ride
Just
the wolf.
a slight growl and a retraction of my head, I guess, if that's where he's poking.
Yeah.
Just slide myself back a little bit.
Jesus.
Kib casts minor illusion and makes a pretty little pink bow appear on the wolf's ear.
God damn it. Jeez. So now the bow appears to have a pretty... Now the wolf has a pink bow on and it looks oh so cute. Everyone's heart just melts a little bit.
Oh.
well, I definitely it seems legit. I mean, it felt like real wolf's fur, so it's not some kind of illusion or
Yeah, as far as you can tell, if it was an illusion, touching it would have made it go away, so that's a legit wolf in front of you.
Valeria probably just like rolling her eyes right now and be like, what the fuck am I getting myself into?
I'd like to return to my normal form.
Alright, so before your eyes again, the wolf changes back into the female elf that you had seen before.
Well, I am convinced.
I'm convinced.
Yeah,
I'm convinced.
welcome to the group.
That's
I appreciate it.
It's definitely a convincing performance. Well done.
Drinks for everyone.
I'm down. Drink.
Let's go get drunk.
I'll spend the night meditating.
All right. So anyone besides getting shithoused, does anyone else have some business they want to take care of in town before you rest up and head off toward the cavern?
We need to sell our plunder if we want.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I did have
Maybe see if some enchanted shit came into town to buy.
Yeah, so let me see here. I know you had quite a bit of plunder that you had found. Did you have any? Because had we sold all the gems and stuff, I think we just added that directly to your.
What I had marked down here was about 558 gold pieces worth of gems and art and whatnot.
All right.
From the plunder.
There's a local sundries dealer in town who can go ahead and offload all that for you because he does a lot of trading. He always kind of keeps everything in stock in case other traders come through town.
All right, so now we're dividing this up five ways, or?
I mean, that's up to you because Valeria wasn't with you when you gathered all that, so you can divide it up 4 ways, or if you feel like it's going to be fair to kind of convince her to stay along with you, but I mean, that's up to you guys if you want to divide it up 5 or 4.
And with this motley crew, she's going to need some convincing.
I would consider either option equally just, so whatever you guys want.
Well, she's a part of the crew now, so she'll.
She's a
divide it 5 ways.
temporary member.
We're all temporary members.
It's 4 ways.
Any of us could die when we're outside.
If it's 4 ways, it's 139 gold and 5 silver.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably 4 ways, but now we're going out and we'll be like, yeah, look how much awesome stuff we get, when we go on these little adventures. So look forward to what's coming.
I mean, what happened? Never mind.
I'm saying we got to buy our loyalty.
All right. Well, I don't feel strongly about it. So what are we doing?
Reed's votes for 5 ways.
I suppose she does need gold to buy potions and such.
Yeah. How about that? Let's spend this on awesome shit to help all of us.
All right.
All right. So what is it? Split 5 ways?
Split 5 ways. It is 111 gold and 6 silver.
11T1 gold, 6 silver.
Sweet.
And I have a ton of gold because I haven't spent anything yet. It's good. I have big plans.
Big
dumb
plans. Big stupid plans.
Very much so.
I'm very surprised to have received this gold from these adventurers that I've barely been introduced to at this point.
Well, if anything else,
Reed kind of slaps her on the back of the thigh because that's about as high as you can reach. Well, you're part of the group now, and we could all use a little bit of something to help better ourselves while we're here.
At that point, I will return with a pony keg of my clan's ale and up on the table so we can all start getting drunk afterwards.
Kid helps
Another
himself.
semi-successful mission.
yes.
Drinking.
All right. Well, all right. So with that, you all spend the night drinking and making merry. Kind of celebrating your quasi-victory at Beggar's Cross, and relaxing before you head off into what surely could be your death, because part of this will involve being outside before you get to the cave. So kind of
Reed kills people.
But don't worry, most of the cavern would be considered inside because it's a cavern. So, once you get there, you'll be safe, except for, God knows what could be in there, including the black spider.
Exactly. It's great.
All right. So the next day comes after the merriment is over. You all wake up refreshed with a full rest, and you're ready to head out to the Glittering Cavern, which is about a 2-day ride from where you are.
Should we be on our way?
Indeed. I'll get the cart.
All right, let me see here. So for your first day of travel, let's see here. All right, first day of travel is uneventful. You don't run into anything. And you're set. And you guys just want to, kind of camp like normal?
Sure.
Sure.
I've got camping supplies and equipment on the cart.
Okay, so first day of travel, nothing happens. You wake up and pack it up the next day. And on your second day of travel, nothing happens. You don't encounter anything unusual. So at this point, you have made it into the Glittering Cavern. Let me go ahead and move your tokens over to it.
Did we have to listen to Ulfgar pretty much for 2 days straight, talk about his justice?
That's up to Ulfgar.
No justice talk for 2 straight days. Just the occasional light justice discussion over lunch.
I like to think Kiv was playing music as we went, and so whenever Ulfgar started going on about justice, he just started playing like the drums in the background for ambiance.
And Ulfgar would probably continue oblivious. But yeah, that's most likely. Again, not too much though.
All right.
Reed throws up his hands. We're outside. Nothing's dying.
For now.
2 days with a completely death-free outside.
I need to hunt a squirrel or something so something will die.
All right, so go ahead and drag your tokens out onto this general area right here, and I'll give you a description. So basically you've come up to an entrance. It leads into a large cavern supported by a natural pillar of rock and containing 3 stalagmites. In the western part of the cave, behind the column of rock, there are 3 bedrolls and a heap of ordinary supplies, sacks of flour, salt, some meat, lanterns, etc., pickaxes, shovels. Amid the supplies, you see the body of a dwarf miner who has been dead for at least a week. The northeastern section of the cavern has collapsed, kind of forming a 10-foot wide, 20-foot deep pit. There's a sturdy hemp rope tied off around a nearby stalagmite right here, and that dangles down to the side of the pit, at the bottom of which is a rough-hewn tunnel leading east and northwest right here. So this goes off in 2 different directions. Right here is the bedrolls with the dead dwarf miner and all the supplies. So let's see. We're still... Ulfgar, why haven't you brought your friggin' token out?
I'm trying to. 1 second, my computer's being a bitch.
Yeah, your computer's a...
Hey, quick question. Magnor's map that we found a while ago that we have a copy of still, was that more of a map on how to find these caverns, or was it a map of the caverns themselves?
It was a map on how to find the cavern. The map the map basically shows you how to get to the Glittering Cavern, because you can tell just from the path that you had taken here that there's no way you would have been able to find this without this special map. It seems like it's been lost in time.
Okay.
Reed wanders over to the dead dwarf and attempts to ascertain how it died.
All right. Go ahead and let me see here. You can see that there are some kind of knife wounds on the dwarves. Whoa. Sorry, the health bars were coming up all weird on... For whatever reasons, there we go. It was coming up kind of weird on this health bar. Sorry about that. You see that there's a knife wound across the dwarf's neck. So whatever happened, it was meant to kill the dwarf quickly and kind of fucked up as well.
Mm.
I'm going to investigate around the campsite in general, see if I can find anything out of the ordinary.
All right. Besides the dead dwarf, you don't see anything else that's particularly... There's not really anything else that's particularly weird. You do see that kind of feel a strange aura coming from the dead dwarf itself. Like maybe.
Yeah, is he holding anything? Does he have anything on him?
Let me see here. As far you can tell that there's something on him. Is like this. So kind of a vaguely magical aura. So it might be something he's wearing that is particularly. If anyone else like, based on the investigation, Ulfgar, you couldn't find anything else other than that. Sin, you can tell there's kind of a vaguely magical aura coming off of him, but you can't tell what it's coming from.
Well, I'm going to stand off to the side
and try to identify what's causing that.
Yeah. So, yeah, Reed, you can tell it's something he's wearing. If you want to do like an Arcana check while you're investigating his clothes, yeah, there you go, Sin. Good call. So, Sin and Reed can't tell anything, really. You can tell that something magical is on this guy. However, Kiv is able to discern that he is actually wearing a pair of magical boots. You can tell that his boots are a pair of boots of striding and springing, which he must have been presumably wearing to help him explore the cavern.
Hey, check out these boots.
Sweet.
Yeah, so boots of striding and springing basically Your walking speed becomes 30 feet, unless it's higher, of course. But for a dwarf, that's actually higher than their walking speed. And you're not you're not encumbered when wearing heavy armor. You can also jump 3 times your normal distance.
I
feel
mean,
like I
if we're
should-
gonna steal a dead man's boots, you think we should probably give him a proper burial or something?
Well, that's what I was waiting for, to give him rites and burial after you all were done.
Yeah, we
Or
should definitely
food.
take his boots though.
Hell yeah.
All right, let's see here. Shovel.
Well,
Rochambeau, who gets it?
they would be useful to almost any of us.
I know, but I could like do a backflip and like shoot my bow at the same time. It'd be fucking awesome.
I say we cast lots, meaning
Kid
roll a
will-
d6
will
and
pass
we roll
on
a
it.
6.
It's nice, but it'd be better in any of your hands. So kids out.
Sin will
D4
pass on
then?
it. I'm already pretty naturally mobile.
D3 then. We didn't figure out who was who.
Well,
God
I'm in, so I rolled my
damn
d6.
For casting lots, it's like a DM thing, right?
Casting lots, that's something kind of you guys would do amongst yourselves, that you'd role play like you're casting lots, like you're drawing straws or something, but meta, we just roll a d6, and whoever gets the highest result, that's the guy who draw the longest straw or something like that.
Well, I'm out.
Yeah.
In
Ulfgar.
true Ulfgar fashion.
Jesus Christ. Ulfgar, you suck.
It's a
I'll
known
be
bug where
here
when
with
you
the
roll a d6, the system thinks you're rolling initiative, so it just gave him that nat 1.
Yeah, must be it. Jesus Christ.
Well, I'll be here with the shovel then.
That's all you need is your little shovel.
Valeria, do you have any interest in these?
Oh, no. Thank you.
Okay.
All yours, Reed.
Sweet.
All right. Well, with that, you've investigated the room. You haven't found anything else out of the ordinary. So you can go ahead and start heading. You can take that rope down into the bottom of the cavern and explore either the tunnel to the east or the tunnel to the northwest. While you've been standing around, you noticed a very large booming sound. Kind of came from, it kind of shook the ground in the cave itself. This is rattling the walls a little bit. The sound seemed to come from the northeast. It was a pretty big boom from what you could tell. But you're not really sure what it was, but it shook up the whole cavern.
Guess Sin's gonna try to adjust his eyes and try to look down into the pit.
All right. Looking down into the pit, you can't see anything out of the ordinary. You see the ropes kind of leading down into it. Probably be wise. You can tell it would be a wiser idea to climb down via the rope than to just jump down or try and scale the wall. It's about 15 feet down, and the rope easily touches the bottom, secured to the stalagmite. So, let me see here.
Do I see anything from here?
No, you don't see anything from there. As far as you can tell, there's nothing in here.
Well,
All
sounds
right.
like action's calling to us, boys and girl.
Indeed.
Sounds exciting. Let's go.
All
So
right.
about 15 feet down, right?
Yep.
Avengers roll out.
I would like to make an acrobatics check to wall run down.
All right. Go ahead and make. There's a rope right there, but okay. Yeah. So you're able to easily wall run down and make it to the bottom of the cavern.
Go off.
That was pretty cool.
So
Props.
you get to the bottom and you look cool doing it.
All right. So what's the terrain look like? Is it all mushy down here? Or?
No, it's just a solid rock. You can tell it's kind of been hewn out to create these tunnels. So there's nothing special about it. You can see there's the tunnel right here leading off this way, and there's a tunnel leading to the northwest. So east or northwest are your options to go adventuring through here. And let me see here. I think I have some cool cave music here for you. Hang on.
Oh yes, that favorite genre of mine, cave music.
There we go. Some cool cave music. How's that sound?
Spelunking music.
Yeah, there you go. Spelunking. Isn't that a great word?
It's the best word ever.
So I'd like to try to. I'll I was about to say, I was about to try to listen down the tunnel to see if I can hear anything, but
Yeah, you don't hear
We'll
shit.
do the same down the east.
I'm gonna try to slip into stealth and make my way down the tunnel.
Okay, east tunnel or oh wow,
Yeah, this.
or the northwest tunnel. So right here.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. Yeah, you stealthily kind of sneak into the tunnel, and you can see this looks like kind of a maze. There's lots of twists and turns. You can't, there's a lot of different ways to go in here. So, unless you want to continue adventuring down it alone, you might be wise to go back, or you might want to get everyone to start going with you.
Kid's kind of looking down the east and listening. Roll perception for it.
All right. So, looking down the east, you can see that there's a room with a bunch of old skeletons in it. It's the cavern kind of widens out at that point, and you can see that it keeps going after that, but you can't tell where it goes. It kind of has exits to the north, south, and east, but beyond the room full of skeletons, you can't really tell what there is. And there's also an exit in that tunnel slightly to the start right here to the north.
Reed comes back and was like, I see a lot of passageways.
I looked the other way, and it's a giant room full of a bunch of skeletons. I don't know if we should go towards that or run away from it.
Golden skeletons?
No.
Just skeletons, as far as I could tell.
The regular kind.
Aww.
I don't know, if you crack open a skull, there might be gold inside.
That's right. Bust a couple of them open.
That's up to you if you want to bust open some nasty skeletons.
Let us not dishonor the dead.
Someone have a coin they want to flip?
Okay,
It's either-
one is north and 2 is east.
All right. Let's see here.
1d2 doesn't work.
There we go.
Yeah, the,
You got 2, which we'll say is tails.
So we're
Which was
going
east, I
east.
believe.
All right. So, heading eastward. Let's see here.
I try to slip into stealth again so I can scout out ahead.
All right. Let me see here.
Stealth.
So you go ahead
Dark in
and
here or no?
what was that?
Is it like dark in here or no?
No, it's not dark. You've got plenty of ambient light, and there's old torches sitting around, so you don't really need dark vision to make it through this cave.
All right.
So, let me see. Looking in the room, Reed, there's nothing you can... Let me see. There's nothing really you can see just looking around in the room. You just see a lot of skeletons.
What about this little path going north here?
That little path going north, let me see. You can see that kind of leads off into some more tunnels that kind of are also going every which way.
Okay, Reed lifts his middle finger to that direction. Goes, fuck the maze, and he keeps scouting around inside.
Alright. Reed, go ahead and make a perception check. Alright, let me see here. I gotta make a roll really quick. Tee-hee. Let's see here. Alright, so Reed, you don't notice anything. However, suddenly you hear a flapping noise above your head. You notice that. Let me see. Hang on. Let me do my big reveal here. It's gonna be awesome. Check it out.
Awesome.
Alright, so you hear a flapping sound, and suddenly, flying all around you, you see these sturges, which are these disgusting, like imagine if a mosquito and a bat had a pink baby with claws on its wings, just flapping about and trying to kick your ass. So, let me see here. Yeah, go ahead and roll initiative, but you are surprised, as is everyone else on this round.
Oh shit.
Not me,
Holy
motherfucker!
shit!
yeah.
Well, you're surprised, but you're pretty much going first after this. Let me see here. Alright, there's about like 100 sturges here, so let me see. Well, not 100. Let me see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's like 10 of these bitches, so let's go ahead and give them all an initiative.
Ooh, Ulfgar.
Whoops.
There you go.
Wow! Ulfgar with a natural 20, and he still gets a 19.
Who's this guy?
Check out this motherfucker.
Ulfgar, in an uncharacteristic amount of clarity, says, "Oh my god, there's Sturges. I must immediately react and save my friends."
Look out, friends.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, who said that?
Yeah, Ulfgar just immediately knows what's going on for once. So, yeah, let me finish up this initiative here. This is the surprise. This is like the surprise of the century right here. I'm super impressed with you. I almost want to give you inspiration just for that. Alright, so let's see. We got all these turns set up. And Reed will normally go first. However, this is the surprise round. So first up, there's this Sturge right here in the lower right, who's going to flap his way over and attempt to suck the blood out of Reed with his giant long proboscis that he's got on his face. Because, you know, you see, it's like they're all flapping at you. You know, they're like, hell yeah, some fresh food right here. So, let me see here. It stabs at you with his proboscis, however, it is unable to hit you. And next is...
I'm not seeing your rolls if we're supposed to see your rolls.
Oh, shit. Okay, never mind. Alright, so we'll do it again. So, alright, so that one didn't hit... That one did hit you, well, the first one who I just did. This next one flaps over to you and is able to attach itself. And does 6 piercing damage on you. So, you see, there you go. And let's see, skip Valyria. This next Sturge begins fluttering around. Now that one's already attached to Reed, the Sturges are like, oh shit, well where's my meal? So this one flutters over here and attempts to attach itself to Sin. Which it totally does for 7 damage. Let me see here. Let's see. Okay, let me see here. Let me double check to make sure that Blood Drain affects you on the first turn, or if that's just to attach it. You might have your HP back. 1d4 plus 3. Okay, so, yeah, actually it's 1d4 plus 3. I don't know why it's rolling it twice. Probably for the additional damage after it's attached to you. So you'd actually gotten, let me see, 1d4 plus 3 dex. Okay, so yeah, 3 plus, okay, so yeah, it is rolling the appropriate amount of damage. So, Sin, you take 7 damage, and you now have a Sturge attached to you. So, let me see. You're down to 24 health. There you go. Or however much health. And now you have a Sturge attached to your body. Let's go ahead and get our combat music going for this instead. Alright, let me see here. Next, this little flappy guy is going to flap over here and wait for a new victim. This flappy guy here is going to kind of flap toward the front and wait for his victim. Basically, all the Sturges are going to start gathering toward the front of the cave on this round, waiting for more people to come in so they can each get their fresh meal. Sorry, I was moving you out of the way there, Reed. This one, by the way, is attached to you. So it's going to share a square with you, as is this one with Sin. And next is finally this one, who is flapping up next to this one. So, all of the Sturges have now taken their surprise round, and it is Reed's turn. Reed, the Sturge is still attached to you, so if you want to get rid of it, you're going to have to make a saving throw. Or wait, let me see. Yeah, so you're going to either have to basically attack the Sturge on top of you, or spend your action ripping it off your body.
I'm going to start stabbing with my short sword.
Okay, go ahead and make your stabby. And you stab the Sturge right in his stupid face. It falls off of you in a heap of disgusting blood. It's gross. It's really icky.
Ah, this shit's gross!
Yeah, so... yeah, that Sturge ain't doing shit anymore. It is dead. Sin! It is now your turn. You can spend your action to detach the Sturge from you, or try and attack it while it's still on you.
So I'm gonna roll my normal attack, But with these attacks, I just want to just slam it up against the cave wall, like splat it like a mosquito.
Okay. You can totally do that. Wow.
They both hit. But
Yeah, they both hit. I mean, it's a tiny little bat mosquito thing. So yeah, you're able to slam it up against the wall, and it explodes in a disgusting, bloody show of bloody blood. You can barely tell what the hell it was before it actually attacked you at this point. So,
I'm just gonna move up to right.
okay. Alright, now let's see. It is this Sturge's turn, who's going to flap over and see if maybe he can get a free meal.
Wait. For some reason, I'm not on the order list.
Oh, what?
It's because you roll.
initiative.
Oh, that's because you rolled. You didn't add initiative, though, so wait. What did you roll again? You got like a 19, right?
You got a natural.
natural 20.
So that's a 19 for you. Well, we haven't skipped your turn yet, so let's see here. Descending, blah, blah, blah. So, Ulfgar, it is now your turn. What would you like to do?
Moving up here, and I'm attacking this one with my axe of justice.
Alright. Let's see here. Sorry about that. Yes, you are able to chop it right into bits with your axe of justice. It makes a little screechy sound, and falls to the ground in a pile of dead, unjust creature.
I've
Holy
heard that
crap,
sound
guys.
before.
Yeah, it sounds a lot like the twig blights you killed.
A natural 20 in initiative and a kill and a hit on my first round?
I know.
Coming up off guard.
Ulfgar's on fire.
It's like I'm taking crazy pills. Alright, so, let me see here. Next, it is the northmostern Sturge's turn, who is going to attempt to attach itself to Reed. See if he can get some more of that juicy blood. Which he does! Oh wait, no, actually he does not get some of that juicy blood. He stabs at him, but just barely misses with his long proboscis. And next, it is Valeria's turn. Valeria, you still with us? It is your turn to act.
Yeah. I can't share a space with Sin, correct?
You
'Cause we're
would.
both.
Yeah, you're both medium-sized, so you wouldn't be able to share a space with him, no.
You can move through us then.
You can move through his square, provided, let me see here. Nah, his movement space, yeah, that would leave him sharing a square, so you would have to, the closest you could get is the standing where the dead Sturge is.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna use my action to cast Produce Flame.
Alright, produce flame. Let's see here. So, let me see, yeah. Flame sheds a bright light. Can attack with it. So are you going to attack with it?
Yes.
Alright, so let's see. Be a ranged spell attack. And you're going to do it at this guy down here?
Yeah.
Alright. Go ahead and make your attack. Go ahead and make your attack roll with that. I think that would be using your wisdom bonus since you're a druid.
That's bad.
Ooh. Yeah, that is, let me see here. That's a pretty bad roll. Yeah, you weren't able to hit it. The Sturge sees the flames coming and just wafts out of the way just in time to avoid being hit by your flame.
Can I use my bonus action to cast Shalala?
Yes, I will allow you to do that.
Oops, that's the weapon attack. So
Yeah, that's well, let's see. Yeah, you can still cast it with a bonus action, though. If that's allowed as a bonus action, then yes. Let me see here.
Oh, it's in there as an action, but in the spellbook it says bonus.
Okay. Yeah, because that's a cantrip. And that basically imbues your current weapon, right? Okay, so yeah. You throw the flame and miss, and you imbue your quarterstaff with the power of nature. And it becomes this, you know, really cool looking, like, leafy, branchy thing. Alright. So now it is that guy you threw the fire at's turn, and he's going to fly up and try and bite Sin with his long beaky thingy. Which he can't. Sin laughs at his inability to stab him with his proboscis, and you know, it's just kind of looks a little upset with himself, if you can see that on the Sturge's face. But with that, the others are, a couple of them are dead already, so now it is Kiv's turn.
Does he have clear line of sight on any of these guys?
Yeah, you have clear line of sight on all of them because they're kind of flapping about the cave, so you can see them all.
Cool. Okay. So first, Kiv's super impressed with the new girl. She like ran through a fireball, and then her staff turned all cool. So like, yeah, props. And then he is going to shoot an Eldritch Blast at the nearest one, probably the one in front of Sin.
Okay. Alright, so you shoot a blast at it, but it lands nowhere near him. So, I mean, you shot this cool thing out of your fingers, but didn't do anything.
Got it. Alright, I'm gonna stay back here.
Alright, let me see here. Who we got next? Alright, so next up is this guy, who's going to fly over and see if maybe he can attach himself to Reed. Which he does. Reed takes 7 damage from the Sturge, and it is now attached to him. So, let me see here. There you go. Alright. Next up is this guy, who is right next to Sin. He's going to see if maybe he can get some of that tasty monk blood. Which he does not get any tasty monk blood. Sin easily just kind of swats the proboscis away like, hey, quit it. And next is, there's one on the upper right of Sin, who is also going to see if maybe he can try his luck. They all want some human blood today. Again, not very effective. Kind of barely stabs at him, almost lazily. And is not able to get any blood, is not able to attack him. So let's see with that. Next, let's see here. That'll be this Sturge right here, who is, let me see, I think small creatures can share a square with one another. So, let me see, yeah. So this small creature is going to attempt to get Sin. They really want you bad, basically because you're the path of least resistance. They're going for you. This one finally manages to hit Sin and attach himself for 5 damage, and now he is attached to you. So, you got one on your body. And finally, this one decides to kind of just flap around over here and see if maybe he can swoop in on the next person. And with that, it is, let me see, it is back to the top of the order, so we're at Reed's turn again. Go ahead, Reed.
Reed claims need healing.
Reed turns into Genji.
Thank you. And then he starts
Where's the dragon?
stabby at with the sword again.
Alright.
The damn thing off of him.
Alright, so your stabby is effective, and the Sturge goes deady from the stabby. And so, yeah, you've got 2 little corpses on the floor next to you. And, you know, they're kind of pathetic. So, yeah, let me just move that back over. Alright, so, yep, dead, and you have a move action if you'd like to use it or not.
No, because he'd have to charge through the Sturges in order to get into safety, so that's not very smart. So he's going to stay there.
Alright, next it is Sin's turn. You can use a move action to, you can use your action to remove that, or you can attack it with your fists, either way.
I'm gonna start going and I'm starting to get a little bit annoyed being, you know, poked and prodded by all these things. So my first attack is gonna go to the one attached to me, and my second attack is gonna go to this guy, and my third attack is gonna go to this guy.
Alright, very well.
And it's gonna be a flurry of blood.
Alright, so that first attack is effective in knocking that one off of you into kind of an explosion of blood, as are the second and third one. So you just kind of are swinging and kicking and doing all sorts of badass stuff, just busting them open one by one. They're all falling to the ground, dropping like flies under your swift hits. Alright, do you want to make a move action?
I'll stay where I'm at.
Alright. Next, it is Ulfgar's turn.
All right, I'm gonna step forward, over the dead one and over to here.
All right. And you're gonna eat? Fucking mess kit. I'm getting hungry.
I didn't click that.
The chat log says
That was
different.
sin.
Oh, what's
Oh shit.
Ah,
because I was changing my key point.
Alright, so battle axe. Holy shit, dude.
That's the Ulfgar we know.
Just when we thought you were on a roll. So yeah, wow. Critical failure there. You swing your battle axe high into the air and you kind of overdo it and like drop it behind you onto the ground. So, good job, Ulfgar. That's the Ulfgar we know. So, alright, with that, the Sturge in the north notices that there's a nice plump dwarf in the room, and he flaps over to you so he can see if he can get a bit of that juicy blood. Stabs at you with his proboscis and is not able to pierce through your chainmail. So, it won't be his blood today. Next, it is Valeria's turn.
I'm gonna move up to there, and then I'm gonna use my action to swing my modified weapon.
Alright. Alright. Well, you definitely hit.
I think I'm missing the modifier to the damage.
Let's see, yeah. Let me see, because it would be 1d8 plus your wisdom damage, right?
Correct.
So that would actually
Plus
be
five.
+5, yeah. So yeah, actually, we'll go ahead. I'm gonna change that on your character sheet really quick, just so we can avoid that confusion in the future. But yeah, that hit definitely knocks it onto the ground and kills it really, really good, like. So let me see.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Healing Word on Reed.
All right. Let's see here. Healing Word.
That should also be plus my wisdom modifier.
Let's see. So it would be 4 + 5. So Reed is going to gain 9 hit points back total.
Thank you.
Alright, yeah, I'm not sure. We'll get the bugs on your character sheet ironed out, I promise you. Apologize for that technical error. So, let me see here. Alright, so, yeah, Reed's looking good. So far, you can tell that Valeria must be an effective healer. So, let's see here. And did you... Okay, that one's already dead. Never mind. Alright, so there's a lot of dead Sturges in the room. There's still 2 left, but we are on Kiv's turn right now.
Alright, Kiv's gonna step a couple feet up. Are there any... Do I see any Sturges attached to anyone right now?
No, they, the only ones have been attaching themselves to Reed and Sin, and they've been effectively getting them off as soon as they're able to, so nothing is attached to anyone.
Cool. Okay, so Kiv's just gonna more carefully aim at this guy.
Alright.
And try another blast. If I can get my thing to work.
Alright, this one is able to hit true, and just sends this bolt of energy flying into the Sturge. It kind of twitches around before exploding into a blast of energy and blood. Alright. Good shot. That was an effective hit. So now we're gonna
That's
go...
when I say, hey man, nice shot.
Nice throwback there to the 90s. Alright, next it is this little guy, the only living Sturge in the room. He's going to see if maybe he can get some of that tasty dwarf blood instead. He pokes with his proboscis, but is kind of bends it on Ulfgar's chainmail. It is not effective. With that, it is now Reed's turn.
And now he pulls out his short bow. Says, fuck you guys, you fucking hurt. God damn, and he fires.
And your arrow sails near it, however, with him flapping about so frantically, you aren't able to actually pierce through him. So the Sturge is still alive and well at this point. And next, unless you would like to make a move action, it will be Sin's turn.
Cool. Go, Sin, go.
How big are these things?
They are small size, so they're like maybe a little bit bigger than a bat. You know? They just look like these weird fucked up bats with like their pink bodies and
Something
claws.
that you can hold in your hand?
You could probably hold it with both hands.
Okay. So I'm just gonna move up to this thing right, and then I'm just gonna try to wrap my hands around it and just crush it in my hand.
Alright, make a dexterity check for that, and I'm going to do an opposed one for it.
Oh, that's a saving throw. Oops.
Oops. I mean, it would still be... Oh yeah, because it wouldn't have your proficiency score.
Yeah.
Or... Yeah.
Whatever.
So you grasp at it, however, it flaps out of the way just in time, and you are not able to grab it out of the air.
Alright, I'll just use my bonus action to just hit, or at least try to.
And then, you know, out of your frustration and being able to grab, you punch at it. However, it also flops out of that way and has this kind of snide look on his face like, haha, you can't get me.
What an asshole.
Yeah, right? With that, it is now Ulfgar's turn. Go ahead and pick your battle axe up off the ground and maybe try and swing it like a man this time. Alright, you shut me up, so the battle axe cleaves the sturge in two quite easily, and it just falls onto the ground in two bloody chunks. Congratulations, you have killed all the sturges.
I just shoot Ulfgar like a thumbs up.
Alright, so with that, let me see how many sturges you killed.
And now I'm officially glad I got my headsets working.
Yeah, because you got the... Oh, you finally got that victory music I put in?
Yes.
Yeah, that's good stuff, right? So 10 times this. So everybody give yourselves 250 experience for defeating the sturges.
What does it put us in again?
37-15?
Yep, that's what I got.
Alright, so good job defeating the gross bat mosquito things.
And Kiv's gonna get out like a notebook and just kind of jot down what's going on. Like he's super impressed with everything so far. Like everything else has gone kind of well, but this is already getting off to a good start. And it's like a giant cavern. So anyway, he's just gonna start taking some notes for like the inevitable story he writes about it.
Oh yeah, well he is a bard. Alright guys, we don't need to tell everyone what our alignments are. So apparently you're just sitting around saying, hey, I'm lawful good.
That is the kind of thing Ulfgar would do, and you know it.
That actually is very in character for Ulfgar. Hey, did you know I am good?
I am good, and I consider the law important.
It's almost as if our alignment thing's right next to our experience bar.
No, I'm going to be honest. I clicked one on purpose when I saw the other one. I was like, ooh, that's fun. I'll totally do that.
Jesus Christ.
So, he's going to start searching the room. If there's
Oh, good idea.
interesting in amongst those skeletons and stuff.
I may have to bust a couple of them open.
Alright, let me see
I bet
here.
they're chock full of gold.
So upon investigating the room, you discover that these are in fact not golden skeletons. They are the regular kind. And with that, there's nothing else in the room other than some lanterns hanging up and, you know, a bunch of dead sturges on the ground.
This is empty room, friends.
Yeah, I would figure there was something shiny amongst these bodies, but alas.
I'm as disappointed as you.
Can I use my? Can I check the sturges to see if they were just like feral creatures or if there was something else like?
Yeah, use survival.
Physical.
Yeah, use survival for that. So investigating them, you can tell these are just ordinary sturges that have lived underground for probably their entire lives. They most likely have been feeding on whatever creature might have been passing through here, anything living, you know. They're sturges, they like blood. But there's nothing dark or sinister about them.
Alright, which direction do we go? Looks like we got 3 to pick through.
Kiv would like to listen and look, just kind of see what he can sense, I guess, south.
Alright. So to the
I'm
south...
guessing north is just more maze.
to the south, you can tell that there's The cavern goes in two directions. It ends here, so there's just a wall there. And from here, you can see that there's a door, and there's another door right here. But both of them are closed, so you can't tell where they go.
Alright, just tell the group there's a hallway with some branches branching off sections with doors.
I mean, we
Down
do
south.
great with doors.
And Reed looks north, expecting to see more maze.
All right, Reed, so you look north, and you see that to the left, there's kind of goes back to the maze you were looking at earlier. To the north, there's a door, and to your right, you can see there's a hallway with a dead end that also branches off to the north.
Okay, return to the group, tell them what I see, and then start going over here to check out this path.
All right, checking out this way. So you're seeing that this leads to kind of a tunnel, and it goes up into what looks like is probably a larger room with lots of strange kind of fungal moss and stuff growing inside of it. Can't really tell what
Guys.
it is.
Guys, there's like glowing mushrooms over here. Holy shit.
Oh, I love mushrooms.
Glowing mushrooms.
Yeah.
Would Sin know what this looks like? Is it like an underground thing, or
This is you could make it a survival check, and since Sin is kind of experienced in the Underdark, I'd give it to him with advantage if you want to identify.
I just rolled a 20?
All right. So yeah, looking into the cavern, you can tell that these fungi emit. Let me see. They kind of emit a gas if they're disturbed, and it's not healthy to breathe it in. So, your instincts are telling you, hey, just be careful in this room because like stepping on this moss or disturbing these mushrooms could emit a poisonous gas.
I just relay that information to the party.
Ugh, what a bummer.
Can I run over and take one of these sturge corpses and maybe try to like toss it at this area?
Yeah. Yeah. If you wanted to, the fungus starts growing like here on the ground. So yeah, if you wanted to, you could throw it over there.
I'd like to give it a shot. Is it like just a strength check? Or...
Yeah. Well, I'd let you take 10 on that. It's not like this thing weighs next to nothing, and it's not like you need to concentrate to throw a dead body.
Okay, so I'd just like to throw it at the mushrooms to try to maybe dissipate whatever on contact,
Okay.
stuff would probably pop out.
Okay, so the sturge's body lands on the fungus, and you can see it kind of sets off a chain reaction in the room where all this gas starts dispersing, and it's kind of hanging there, but you can see that as all this gas starts hanging about, that it also is kind of dissipating. And from your experience, you know that it's not like it's going to release gas every time you hit it. Once it takes a while to make more of it. So the gas starts dissipating. It's going to take about a minute or two. But at this
like
time,
a slow build up kind of thing.
Yeah, it builds up and then kind of gets wafted out as time goes on.
So I talked to the group. And I said, well, I suggest we either go somewhere else or we walk through this place really quickly.
Both are fine for me.
Let's check out the doors in the south.
Okay.
Get some time for this gas to dissipate. We can go back through for the recharge.
All right. So there's 2 doors to the south, 1 to the east, and 1 to the west.
Okay, Reed makes his way down there and sneaky opens up the one on the right and peeks through it.
Okay, make your stealth check. Natural 20. And you sneaky open up the door and see that these are some empty quarters. They appear to not have been disturbed for possibly generations. There's large, it was once an office or a storeroom of some kind. There's a large stone counter with 3 dusty balance scales. There's cubby holes. Several long dead corpses of gnomes and orcs looked like they're sprawled across the floor. However, you can tell that no one has been in this room. Nothing has been in this room for probably centuries.
Look for cool shit.
You look for cool shit, and all you find are a few gnomish skeletons and some old papers that look like... you see, they're written in Dwarvish, so you can't read it. But there's some old crusty papers written in Dwarvish.
I
And-
bet I just found an accountant's office.
However, you also did find there is an iron strongbox that's behind the counter. It's locked.
Okay, I attempt to grab onto it and start hauling it out.
Let me see here.
Guys, I found something!
It is attached to the counter, so you're not going to be able to get it out of there.
I'm gonna go walking on in. Like, what's wrong, friend?
There's probably something valuable in this box, but I can't get it out because it's attached to the table.
Can you
Ooh,
pick
nice.
the lock?
I probably can.
Can I read the papers in Dwarvish if there's anything of interest on them?
Yeah, you read the papers, and from what you can see, that it's just like recordings of weigh-ins and disbursements, like it's just old accounting records. Like, I gave this guy 20 gold. Here, this guy paid us this. So yeah, it's just accounting records.
So what do I, first I check it for traps.
All right, go ahead and make a perception check. Oh, it looks. Yeah, you already did that, or no, that was your first one. So
That was my attempt.
make an investigation check. Or
Oh, good, because I just rolled a 1.
ooh, icky. So you cannot find any traps.
No, I mean I'm going to roll that investigation.
Yeah,
Perception.
roll that one, because perception's not the same. All right, so you're not able to find any traps in the locking mechanism or anything like that.
Okay, now I attempt to pick the lock.
All right, that's just a dexterity check. And since you have thieves, do you have tools? Or do you have thieves' tools for that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so let me see. Do thieves' tools give a bonus, or do they just give advantage? Or do they just let you do it in the first place?
I think they just let you do it, but then like you can have that proficiency.
Oh, yeah. Let me see.
There, according to my table.
So you just add your proficiency bonus to it, I think.
Yeah. So let me see
Here we
here.
are.
So add
Proficiency
proficiency.
with these tools lets you add your bonus to any ability check to disarm traps, or open locks.
All right, so in that case, let me see here. Read
So that's a dex
your
check.
proficiency, dex plus. You are not able to get that lock open. You got a 19 total with your proficiency bonus added to that. However, you just barely, you were like almost there and you couldn't get it. You slipped and could not open that lock.
He curses.
What's it made out of?
It is made out
Iron.
of, it's just made out of regular iron.
Reed narrows his eyes at it like, I'm going to fucking take you down. And he tries it again.
Before he does that, can I offer some guidance?
I mean, interrupt all you like. That's fine. He's sitting there picking at it, so you can go and be like, hey, what's up, dude? Ah! Haha. Good call using the guidance skill. So now, add a d4 to that number rolled. So you have 19. Go ahead and roll a d4 for your guidance.
Big money, no whammies.
There you go. Well, thanks to the guidance of Valeria, you are able to successfully open the box. Inside, you discover 600 copper pieces, 180 silver, 90 electrum pieces, and 60 gold. This box must have been overlooked when the cave was fled.
Repeat that again.
600 coppers, 180 silvers, 90 electrum, and 60 gold.
Thank you.
Reed raises his hand for a low 5 for Valeria. Awesome, thanks.
I'm gonna kind of look at his hand strangely and then nod.
Yeah, I don't know.
Tries to take her hand and like force the high 5, low 5, whatever. Yeah.
All right. Well, other than the lockbox, there's nothing else in this room.
What's over here, Sin?
I don't know. Try and listen on the other side.
All right, listening in on the other side. You don't hear anything at all. This room sounds perfectly quiet.
I would like to just push open the door.
Okay.
Not stealthily, but
Yeah, just push the door open. Is it going to open it the regular way?
yeah, just like a normal person would. Not like slam it open, but
Yeah, just like open it like you would a normal room. All right,
Yeah.
1 second. Let me.
Ulfgar, you should learn a lesson from this guy.
Yeah, kicking doors down and shit. All right, so Opening up the door, you can see there's some splintered stone benches and heaps of rubble from a partially collapsed ceiling in this room. Amid ruined stone bunks and toppled weapon racks are the bones of several dwarves.
Does this stuff look toxic, or is that just like moss?
That's just moss.
Okay. And what do I see right there?
Right there, that's just the end of the cave. But as you step into the room, the bones begin animating and coming to life. And they're all pissed off and stuff that you kind of disturbed their bony lair.
Wolfgar, it's justice time.
It's a bunch of skeletons. Start reassembling dwarvish skeletons. They hiss at you and say, "Rah!" So everybody roll initiative. Yeah, that's exactly what they do. They talk like old gangsters.
I rolled a 1, then a 3. Are you fucking serious?
Jesus. Alright, let me start rolling for these here skeletons here.
That's your armor class, Wolfgar, not sure.
Silly
It's not
Wolfgar.
working. I'm clicking initiative and it's not working on my character
You're
again.
role-playing so well right now, Wolfgar.
There we go. 17, huzzah.
Hey, Wolfgar, you're actually getting pretty good initiative today. This is...
You'll need to add me back to the turn order again because I couldn't get it to work with the character sheet.
Let me see
I've got my
here.
token selected. I don't know what the problem is.
You know what time it is, kid?
Morphin time?
It's morphin' time.
You mean they're going to do the fusion dance?
Oh, yeah.
It'll be a type of dance.
Let's see here. Add turn for
Wars of the
Ulfgar.
Mako?
And Ulfgar, you rolled a 17, right?
Right.
Well, here's your problem, Ulfgar, is you're not clicking initiative on your cheat with your token selected.
No, I mean, I do have my token selected. I can see my health and all that, the little bubbles up top. And then I clicked on initiative and it still won't do it.
Oh, it looks like it's just doing a regular roll, so... Huh.
I think you had to force it to do a regular roll because it wasn't working.
Hmm.
Well, because when I don't have it selected, it says you attempted to use a roll command for the value of a token, but no tokens are selected. Then when I do click it and hit initiative, it does the syntax error.
Oh, that's odd. Alright, well, whatever.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
Alright, let's see here.
Oh man, everything's within 20 feet.
It's 10 feet.
God damn.
Alright, so first up, it is Kiv's turn. So, Kiv, go ahead and do what you're gonna... I already think I know what you're gonna do.
Like Sin just kind of shoots that glare at him, like you know what to do.
Yeah, and as Kiv approaches, and I think both these two skeletons get an attack on me. But as he approaches Sin, he just kind of looks at him and and apologetically, like I don't say anything, but I just look at him like I'm sorry. And you want to roll those attacks if they're making them.
Let me see here. So you're gonna do the crazy fucking tentacle thingy, right?
I am, but I just ran away from this guy and the guy below him. So if they're gonna take their attacks of opportunity, let's just get that part out of the way.
Yeah, they do. Those two guys do, since you moved out of their thing. So they're gonna go ahead and each swipe at you with their swords. Which,
Schwartz.
yeah, let me see. That first one does hit you for 5 damage. And that second skeleton, let's see if he hits.
Oh, I'm gonna use Great Staff, and use 2 of the charges for shield, which brings my AC up to 22 as a reaction.
Ah, okay. So, all right. Well, in that case, they do not do ill damage to you. So
Yeah, that bonus goes until the start of my next turn. I have +5 bonus, so 22 at the moment.
okay. So yes, you were able to use that shield, and just basically the magic was just enough to prevent their blades from doing you any harm, even though they did make contact with you. So with that, you can go ahead and move on to your next one.
All right, and I will cast Arms of Hadar.
All right. So, let me see. All creatures within 10 feet of you must make a saving throw. On a failed save, they take 2d6 necrotic damage. That includes you, Sin.
Yep.
There's not much damage at risk here.
Yeah, that's 3 damage. Watch out!
Strength saving throw?
Yes, that is...
Why couldn't it be attack?
I don't know, so you can, like, punch the tentacle things back. Like, get out of here. Alright, so you go ahead and start making each individual saving throw on them. So. Alright, bottom right makes it. Alright, this skeleton takes 3 necrotic damage. Alright, hang on, let me... Stupid skeleton. Alright, so 3 for him. That one makes it. Alright. Next, this guy takes 3 necrotic damage. And with that, also, the fight music starts playing to keep things, you know, sounding cool. Alright. Next is this guy. Alright, who rolls initiative, and yeah, that's my bad on that one. Alright, let's try again. Alright, so, that guy, 16. So that guy makes his save. Just barely for that dude. Or no, wait, no, that guy failed it. So actually, no. And next is this homeboy right here. Failure. So I mean, your tendrils are at least hitting some guys, though it's not nearly as spectacular as when you killed all the twig blights with it.
Just getting warmed up.
Holy shit! Yeah, that guy. This must be like the skeleton of one of Ulfgar's ancestors, because he had no idea what was going on. Must be a part of the Frostbrew clan. And this guy fails his save as well. So, your tendrils do smack around a few of the skeletons, but for the most part they look no worse for wear.
Okay, I'm gonna end it there.
Alright. Alright, and so next in the order is this skeleton over here who's going to step up and try and chop you good. So he's going to swipe at you with his sword. And let me see here, your AC is 22 for this round, or is it just for that the rest of this round, right?
It's until my X turn, so it's currently 22, so that does hit.
Okay, just barely, so you take 7 damage for that. Alright, next it is Ulfgar's turn to dispense justice in the way that he sees fit.
Ulfgar is going to take out his battle axe, and with a shouted prayer to the Pentarchs, he's going to channel the divinity of the gods to turn the undead.
Oh, very fancy. Alright, so...
DC 13 wisdom save.
DC 13 wisdom save. Let's see if some of these undead get turned or not.
So while we're doing all these saving throws, I'm gonna take a nap, guys.
Yeah, right. That guy makes it. Next. Homeboy here does not make it, so he is turned. Next is this guy who does not make it. He is now turned.
They will not attack us while they're turned for 1 minute unless we hurt them. So now we can take them out one by one.
Yeah, so they're gonna sit there shivering, fearful of your mighty holiness. Alright, turned. That's what you get for, giving a saving throw to a room full of skeletons.
Not even golden ones at that.
Yeah, they're just the regular.
Magic.
Alright, let's see here. This guy is now turned. Yeah, you turned a good amount of them. Good job, Ulfgar. This guy here is turned, and we'll do one more for this final dude over here.
Oh my god.
Alright.
Yeah!
Holy shit.
Just focus fire him? Jesus.
That's right, we will.
So, yeah, there you go. So they are now turned for the next minute or until they take damage. With that,
That's pretty cool.
do you want to make any kind of move, or are you going to stay where you are, Ulfgar?
Oh, well, I'll take a 5-foot step forward because I don't want to provoke an attack opportunity on this one here.
Alright, well, yeah. Okay, so next...
You can go 5 more if you wanted to.
Yeah, it's when you're leaving their square.
It's leaving the threat.
Ah, okay.
So,
Wait, I'm gonna threaten one now. That's what I'm saying.
well, no. So if you stepped over here, you'd still be able to. He'd still be able to attack you. It's only if you step to where Kiv is that you'd provoke an attack of opportunity.
All right, well, I'll just move here so that I can keep an eye on everything and help out.
All right. Well, let me see. The one above you is turned. One over there is turned. So this guy down here is pretty. He's upset that you've turned all of his friends. You know, they were buddies in life and they're buddies in death. So he's gonna chop you good. Of course, he does not chop you good at all, and fails to even get his sword anywhere near you. So next, it is that guy's turned. That guy's turned. Holy shit, you turned like all my skeletons here, you dick. Alright, now it is Sin's turn.
I'm just gonna attack the guy that's right next to Kim.
Alright. Alright, so let me see here. Your first attack is not able to hit. However, your second one does for 9 damage. That skeleton is looking pretty shambled right now. Like, whatever magic is animating him is probably not going to last a whole lot longer.
Okay, that's it.
Alright, so let me see. Next, it is that skeleton's turn. So it is Valeria's turn to try and fuck up some skeletons today.
I am going to cast Ice Knife on this guy back here.
Alright, Ice Knife.
We gotta hang.
Why he's turned?
Make sure you're not on rulers. There you go.
Why he's turned?
Nope.
Yeah, if they got a blue dot, that means they're turned. So let me see here. 9 to hit.
Just gonna wake him up again.
Let's see, 9 to hit. So let me see here.
Let it happen.
Misses the guy and then blows up on the wall.
Let's see if he is able to make that dexterity saving throw and be undamaged by it.
Well, I think it's an attack first, right? Like on that. Oh, you already did that. Never
Yeah, well, it's had a 9 to hit for that. So he did not take the piercing damage that would be from the initial knife. But when the knife actually ended up exploding on the wall next to him, then he did take 8 cold damage from that. So he is no longer turned.
It's got a 5-foot radius on it.
Let me see, a 5-foot radius from where he is, right? So yeah, this guy down here would also need to make a throw as well as that guy up there. So let's go ahead and see if that guy down there makes his saving throw. He does not, so some shards of the ice land directly into that skeleton and make his body shamble to the floor. Whereas this one up here is able to since he's trying to run away, he runs away and doesn't get hit by any ice shards. So he is still turned up here, but this one is now dead. So with that, do you need to make a move action at all?
Yeah, I'm gonna move up.
Alright.
And I'm gonna use my bonus to refresh my Shillelagh or whatever the weapon imbuement, since that technically only lasts 1 minute. We've been wandering around.
Alright, no problem. So you've gone ahead and refreshed that, and your weapon is now once again imbued with the druidic power. And with that, we bring us over to Reed. Reed, what would you like to do?
Now, since this guy's attacking Ulfgar, he doesn't see me, right?
That is correct.
So I attempt to go into hiding.
Alright. And you are not able to hide at this time.
Okay, so then he just pulls out his bow and just
Don't forget, if a friendly unit is in active combat with, you still get sneak attack. You don't have to actually hide.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I can go ahead and roll advantage against him then.
Yes. Wow.
Me with a knife.
So even having ample time to prepare, you were not able to hit him with your short bow. It kind of just lands into your arrow lands in the wall nearby it.
Reed stamps around, curses, and goes up the rest of his turn.
God damn it. Alright, so with that, the next skeleton is still turned, so it is back to Kiv's turn to attack.
Alright, Kiv's gonna try to blast this guy in the face.
All right, blast away. And you do successfully blast him in the face. The dark eldritch energy crackles out of your fingers and overpowers the undead energy, bringing him to life. He falls to the ground in a big pile of dusty old bones full of green dust.
And that's it.
All right, next it is Ulfgar's turn. All right, who are you attacking, Ulfgar? That guy down there? All right, so... Right, well, with that, you bring your battle axe cleaving down upon his ribs and crack a few of them open in the process. He kind of shambles to the ground a little bit, but then is able to stand back up and glare at you with his dead, empty eye sockets.
More justice where that came from.
Why did... What the fuck? Why is this guy named Ash Zombie? That's not his name. Alright, so anyway, next it is... Let me see if that guy's turned. Okay, so... Next, that guy's turned, that guy's turned. So, okay, this one is not turned. He is going to swipe his skeleton sword at Ulfgar. Seems to have taken up a vendetta with you for attempting to kill him with your battle axe. And with that, he actually hits Ulfgar for once. Ulfgar gets hit for 3 damage. So it hit, but Ulfgar, you're not really bothered by it. He kind of scratched your skin a little bit, gave you like a scab. So yeah, you barely felt that one. Next guy's turned. Turned. Holy shit, how many turned skeletons do we have in here? It's Sin's turn.
Literally
Turn.
all of them but this one.
Yeah, right? God.
So I'm just gonna attack this guy right here in the corner
Alright.
on the left. Wow.
Alright, so your first attack is not able to hit him. However, your second one hits right and true, right in the center of his sternum. You crack his sternum in two, and the rest of his bones just kind of fall to the ground in a useless heap.
Nice. I'll stick where I'm at.
Alright. Next is the skeleton above you who's turned, and we get to Valeria. What would you like to do?
I'm going to swing my weapon at the single unturned skeleton.
Okay. Go ahead and swing your shillelagh, which does 7 damage. Excellent. Nice job. That is, you crack him over the head with your shillelagh, and his head falls off onto the ground, and without his head on there to support it, the rest of the bones fall to the ground as well into a pile. So now you just got a pile of bones sitting right there in front of you where the skeleton used to threaten you. And with that, we move on. Or do you have a new move action you're going to do?
I think I'll leave it there.
Alright. Next, we get up to Reed.
Have to go into hiding again. Hey, man.
Still can't hide, but you still do technically have advantage in terms of trying to pull off a sneak attack.
Okay, he's just gonna shoot at this guy.
Alright. Congratulations, you hit him. He takes 8.
Hey!
Your arrow sails deep into his skull and makes a giant crack on there. He doesn't go down, but he's looking pretty bad at this point.
Sneak attack.
What was that?
Yes,
Sneak attack damage.
Oh yeah, roll your sneak attack damage as well. Let's see. Actually, yeah, the arrow does a little more than cracks his skull. It sails directly through and makes the whole thing shatter. The pile of bones, no longer animated, just kind of stands there as like a skeletal statue. All right, so wow, we got a lot of damage going on here. Good job, everybody. All right, with that, this skeleton's turn. We're back at the top of the batting order with Kiv.
And Kiv just kind of spins around for a moment, watching the remaining skeletons kind of running against the wall in various directions, and just kind of like, I have my pick. So he will pick this guy and try to blast him in the face.
All right. So you tried to blast him in the face, but you get cocky and you're like, hey, check this out, and you just point at him, and you're not pointing anywhere near him. And it just kind of zaps into the ceiling.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so, Ulfgar, your turn.
Time for a justice swing on this guy. And I'm going to do Divine Smite if the hit succeeds.
Alright. Let's see here. Critical hit. So yeah.
Right.
And your Divine Smite, does that adds how much extra damage to it?
1d8 per spell level I use, plus 1 more d8 for undead. So I'm going to use the first level first, plus 2d8.
Alright, go ahead and add that 2d8 on there. I think you'll be okay. Another 8 damage plus that 9, 17 damage. So you smite the shit out of him. The holy energy crackles out from your axe. You are the Avatar of Justice at this time. The skeleton explodes into a fine mist, and there's just like this glowing light where the skeleton used to be. So yeah. Yeah, you smote him good.
Sorry, I was taking away one of my uses.
Okay, no big deal. Alright, well done. Let me see. That skeleton's still turned. That one's dead. That one's dead.
They're all turned still.
Yeah, so let's just move right along to Sin.
Alright, any, mini, miny, you.
Alright. Let me see here. First hit hits, second hit does not. However, that first hit is true right into the skeleton's dumb jaw. You punch his skull clean off of his spine, and the rest of his body falls to the floor. Now, let me see. Next will be, unless you want to make a move action at all, Sin? Alright, so next is Valyria.
Do I get to add my proficiency bonus to a ranged spell attack?
Let me see. I don't... Oh, no, your proficiency bonus should automatically be added to that if you're using it from the character sheet, but yes, you should. So, basically your spell attack should be +7, including your proficiency bonus and your wisdom.
Okay, I want to cast Produce Flame on the only guy that's standing.
Oh, okay.
Two guys.
There's this one up here, and there's this one down here.
Others. Okay. The one right next to me.
Okay. So go ahead and cast Produce Flame, which is, let me see here. So go ahead and roll a d20 plus 7. So 23, yeah, you hit him for that, so go ahead and make that d8 fire damage. Take that roll. So you produce a magical flame from your hand and throw it right at the skeleton. It engulfs his whole body. The skeleton just, takes some pretty bad burns. All of his, some of his bones get scorched pretty horribly in there. He's still standing up, and he's no longer turned, but he looks like you've taken a good amount out of him with that. Alright, so...
Flinging ice, shooting fire.
Yeah, right? Song of Ice and Fire going on here. Alright, next, Reed. Or wait, let me see here. What are you doing, Ulfgar?
That was just for me behind the scenes. I was too lazy to find regular dice.
Alright. Alright, well, Reed, is now your turn.
Just to make sure I understand the rule correctly, because he's engaged, I still get a sneak attack, right?
Yes.
That way,
It has to be someone that's threatening him. So, like, if he was grappling me, then no. But
okay, so
Doesn't look like Battlefront 2. Well, I forgot to change the game there, Valentine. Fucking smartass. Yeah, I got the chat pulled up. Valentine 888 says it doesn't look like Battlefront 2. Yeah, I was streaming Battlefront 2 earlier and forgot to change it. Sue me. Alright, let me see. 14 to hit, so you do manage to hit him with that. Go ahead and roll your sneak attack damage. Holy shit. Yeah, you plant that bow pretty well. Like, you sent it sailing in so hard that it shatters his skull completely. So, way to go. That skeleton is no longer a threat to anybody. Which
2 headshots, thank you.
yeah, right. Boom. Headshot twice in a row. And with that, we're back to the...
That Battlefront 2.
Yeah, fuck Battlefront 2. You can't do this shit there.
If you want to unlock the death animation, you need to buy a loot box.
If you would like to kill the skeleton, please unload a loot box. Alright, Kiv, we're back to the top of the order. Go ahead and do what you're gonna do.
Alright, he's gonna look at this guy, and he's just gonna pull out one of his daggers and go run at him and try to stab him.
Alright, go ahead and stabby. Alright, well, you do manage to stab him, but you're not very good at it, so you stab him in, like, his bony arm and make a pretty deep gouge in it, but he doesn't look that bad. You know, he's not too offended by it. He is no longer turned now. So, with that, it is Ulfgar's turn.
Time to step up and lay the smack down.
Alright, let's see what you got. Yeah, you ain't smacking shit. You swing your axe at him, however, it kind of, you accidentally swing with the butt of it, and you manage to not actually chop at him at all. So, let's see here. With that, it is now this skeleton's turn. He thinks he's going to lay the smackdown on you, Ulfgar. So he swings at you with his short sword, and just barely kind of clangs it off your chainmail. You can see he means business, though. With that, it is now Sin's turn.
Move up to here. And, whoops, sorry. I'm gonna attempt to, I'm just definitely just gonna kick his head off his shoulder.
Alright. Wow. Kick his head off his shoulder, indeed. That's exactly what you do. You do a spinning back kick in the middle of the air, hit him square and true right on the head. His skull flies across the room and shatters on a nearby wall. And with that, all of the skeletons have now died. Well done to you. Alright, let me see how many skeletons did you kill here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, let me see here. So, with that, give yourselves 400 XP per person.
So that's 40, 15?
4115.
41.50.
Yep. Alright. Well, you have cleared out this old barracks of all the skeletons. And from what you can tell, this room over here is pretty much fully abandoned. Like, it's probably been untouched by anyone since the cave was abandoned itself.
Search for cool shit.
Alright, let's see what you find here.
Advantage, by the way.
Alright, so searching through this room, you can't find anything. It was evidently just an old barracks that nobody lives in anymore.
Onward.
By the way, sweet moves back there, Ulfgar.
That was kind of cool.
Yes. The power of the Pentarchs protected us.
Yeah, I gotta
Well, that
love.
gas should be dissipated by now, so let's try to get through that room.
Alright.
Well, it should be back up by now, actually.
Fuck!
Well, you could always,
grab another one of those corpses and find out.
yeah, you always throw another body at it.
Yeah, I'll just throw this body.
Let's just be careful around them.
Alright, let me see here. So you're gonna throw another body at it?
Yeah.
Alright. Throwing another body at it, no more gas emits from the room when the second body lands, so probably hasn't had enough time to make new gas by now.
Alright,
Okay, I
let's
tend to
just-
go into stealth and start investigating the room. God damn it!
Yeah, you. I mean, you step into the room, and if there was something there, it would probably know. But at this time, you're not seeing anything. Nothing's attacking you at all. The cave only has one exit, which is this way to the north.
What's that thing?
That thing is just a big-ass mushroom. There's 3 stalagmites, which are, these things right here, or 4 of them. But yeah, these are just like big-ass mushrooms.
What This place looks cool, but I don't think there's anything in it other than things that want to kill me by poisoning me to death. So he keeps wandering north.
Alright, so let me see here.
There's
Right.
glowing mushrooms everywhere.
The green ones are glowing, the rest of them are ordinary mushrooms. So looking into
there
the
anything
north. Was they oh
So
no.
Is there anything like arcane about that, or are they just glowing mushrooms?
They're just bioluminescent, there's nothing arcane about it.
Okay.
You can make an arcana check if you want. Yeah, as far as you can tell, there's nothing magical about these, they just glow.
Yep.
Alright, so
more skeletons.
yeah, Reed, when you look in, you can see partly into this room that there appear to be some kind of monsters in here. Let me see here. Why am I not... The fuck? Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. Alright, so you can see that this room has some zombies kind of shambling around. You can't see that far into it or around any corners, but you see there's some zombies shambling around, and there's an entrance over this way. Entrance right here to another room, but you can't really see what's in there.
Okay, he turns and whispers to Ulfgar, "Hey, it's justice time again."
There will be justice.
There's always
And-
justice.
Are you guys cool if I just fire an arrow in there real quick? Know why they don't notice me?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Can I run in as you do so? I'd like to try something before there is collateral damage.
Yeah, now you can see kind of up to the north of this cavern. So, other than the structure on the right, up on the north of this cavern, you can see that there's kind of been a stairway carved in. Stepping further into the cavern, you can see, I'm going to let you get a whole view of most of the room here. So, looking about, there's, in addition to the zombies, there's also a flaming skull that's kind of sitting there looking all cool. Other than that, I'm not going to let you really see any farther past until you step into the room, but you can see there's, some stairs carved up here that lead further off to the north, but you can't tell what's beyond. But this is a very shimmery, glittery part of the cavern.
This is why they call it the Glittering Caves.
Aha!
Ah!
My god.
So
Like, is Reed like saying this out loud to himself? Like he's just like, "This is why they call it Glittering Phase." Aha!
That's up to read.
Absolutely.
Wait,
Because
anyone goes
Reed's a
in?
dork like that. Because he's gonna
Guys!
fire at this guy.
Okay.
Can I move up this far without being seen or engaged?
Yes, that far I'm going to go ahead and say that they haven't seen or engaged you. So Reed, making your attack with him, let me see, that's going to be a sneak attack, so go ahead and roll your sneak attack damage as well. So 6 plus 7, so you do 13 damage to it. You send an arrow flying into that guy right there. So let me see here. There we go. And it hits him pretty square in the chest. Other than that, he doesn't go down, though. He just looks like, man, that must have hurt pretty bad. Alright, so let me see here. I'm going to count that as a surprise round. The zombies are going to react, so if everyone else wants to roll initiative.
I think the druid was gonna step in at the same time.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Druid, what were you going to do before that surprise round takes place? Ooh.
That Ulfgar, man.
Classic Ulfgar.
I was gonna cast Bless and make everything better for everybody, but no.
Oh, you cast Bless. We can go ahead and do that. Let me see. And that's going to be concentration up to a minute. Target can roll a d4 and add the number to the attack saving throw. So are you just going to do that as a first level spell?
Let's see. Yeah, because it's that's 3 of us. So that'll be me, Sin, and Reed.
Okay,
And
so
then for up to 1 minute, whenever we make an attack or a saving throw, we get a plus 1d4.
okay, so I'm gonna put the little lightning bolt on you, Sin, and Reed to signify that you have been blessed and you have a d4 that you can add. Let me see here. Yeah, for basically any attack roll or saving throw, you can go ahead and add a d4. And let me see. Valeria, you said you were going to do something before we got into combat?
Well, I wanted to run in and cast a spell, but it requires me to take a full movement to get positioned where I want. So that's kind of iffy as to whether I could make that as a surprise.
Let me see. Well, basically, Reed firing the arrow is going to begin the surprise round. So all of you are going to have, going to be able to act on that, while the zombies can't. So you can do a move action for up to your normal movement speed, and then still do your regular action if you want.
God damn, I keep forgetting click off advantage.
Once it gets around to my turn in the surprise round.
I'll take that.
Holy shit! Yeah, you can have that. So Reed's definitely going to be at the top of the order. Yeah. Let me see. Now, were you preparing this as he drew his bow, or did you not decide to do it until after he'd already fired?
I had asked to do it before he fired.
Okay, so I'll let you go ahead and run in before the actual combat starts. So you can do that before and then take an additional attack for the surprise round since you were already prepared and ready to go.
Like running way in, and then I'm going to cast Thunder Wave.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Let's see, so Thunderwave, 15-foot cube originating from you. And so that's going to affect, let me see, 1, 2, it's going to affect this guy, this guy, this guy, and let me see, I think it's also going to affect the skull as well. So yeah, wow, it's going to affect quite a few people in this room. Yeah, so basically everybody but this guy in the lower left corner right here, and these two zombies over in the right. So they're all going to have to make a Constitution save. On a failed save, they'll take 2d8 thunder, which is going to be 9 damage for you. And let me see here. Other than that, and they're also going to be pushed 10 feet away. So let's see here.
So like, did she like run in? Did she like this big old like clap, and it's just like.
Yes, she ran in and made this giant thunderclap come out from herself. Now let me see here. That's Constitution, so one closest to you is able to not be pushed back and only takes 4 damage. So let me see here.
The Constitution saves are going to have a great effect on how cool this does or doesn't look.
Yeah, so as for this guy, let me see here. I'll do his initiative while I'm at it. Okay, he barely makes it, so he also takes 4 damage and is not pushed back, but he looks like he has been jarred by it. You can tell that this thunderclap is hurting them so far, but other than that, it's not creating any physical effects. So this next guy, ooh man, wait, nice. Dang, they're getting shit for initiative, but this guy also takes some damage from it. Looks like that clap hurt him too, but is not pushed back. Let's go ahead and check on the Flaming Skull, who I just think looks cool. I love the flame skulls. I think they're awesome. Alright, let's see here.
Are they just floating flaming skulls?
Yeah, it's just a skull that's like floating around and it's like wreathed in green flames. So, let me see here.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
So, let me see here. Even though it says that's for the zombie, that was actually for the flame skull. So the flame skull is definitely hit by that. He flies back. Well, he can't. He flies back, but there's the wall right behind him. So you see him slam back into the wall instead of flying back 10 feet. So he takes 9 damage. And he also, I'm going to make him, for being slammed back into the wall, I'm going to make him take another d4. So, wow. That flame skull looks like it got hit pretty hard. Took a total of 13 damage. So yeah, you saw that flame skull got knocked back pretty good. So let me see here. Yeah, it looks like, I mean, it's just a skull floating around, but you can tell, man, that must have hurt. So let's see, with that, this next Zombor, again, shit for initiative, but Iron Constitution. It also takes 4 damage, but it is not jarred back. Other than that, let me just do the other 2 zombies initiative, and then we can get to the surprise round. So there's 1, And there's this guy. Alright, so the zombies have shit for initiative, except for the Flame Skull. Other than that, Reed, it is your turn. You're going to go first.
Okay, he's gonna fire his bow at this guy.
Alright. Alright, you do manage to hit it with your bow, and let me see here. It's not currently attacking anyone, so it's not going to do sneak attack damage. Let me see here. 6, so. Your bow manages to hit the zombie in the chest, and the zombie still kind of looks like it's alert and ready to go, like you kind of knocked it to its senses. Do you want to take a move action?
I'm good back here.
Right, next is Kiv.
Alright, Kiv is gonna kind of run in here a little bit.
Alright, let's see there.
Kind of look around and see a bunch of zombies. Can you see the skull right now?
Yeah, you can see the skull.
Alright, and I think that kind of stands out. So Kiv is going to try to blast that guy.
Alright,
Like, what the hell is that thing?
blast away. Alright, nice job. You do manage to hit the skull with a blast of crackling dark eldritch energy. The skull, it's jolted by it and kind of twitches around in the air. Looks like it's taken a beating in the last few seconds, what with the thunderclap knocking it back in the wall and all that. The skull, if a skull could look tired, this one looks tired, like, you know, let me catch my breath for a second, guy, kind of thing. Next, it is Sin's turn.
Okay, so Sin's gonna go this way. Let's see. So I'm gonna run all the way up to right here, avoiding this guy's swipe.
Okay, so yeah, you're going to be one square to the right while you're running.
Right.
Okay. And so now,
Then, so which is the one that got shot at? This one?
yeah, the one on the right of you, this guy.
How does he look?
He looks like he's taken a bit of a beating, but he's still fairly ready to go. He looks in worse shape than most of the other zombies.
So he's taking, what, 9 plus 6 is 15, plus another...
Another 4 for the thunderclap.
All right, so I'm gonna unload on him. If I kill him with the first one.
Wait, he took
I just
9
feel
plus 6? When did he take 9?
Yeah, with the initial sneak attack.
Oh, let me see here. He
I think
took...
he took 4 plus 6.
Oh yeah, he took 4 plus 6, so yeah. Yeah, because I was like, wait a minute, hang on. Yeah, he's taken
All
10 damage
zombies
so
make
far.
Constitution. Okay, so I'm gonna punch, and I'm gonna try to just attack this guy. If my first punch does obviously take him out, though, I'd like to kick guy.
I'm super confused right now because he took
He had
13
an extra
with the
shot.
short bow. From the first sneak attack, he did 7 plus 6 for this.
Oh, okay, you're right. So there's 7 that I did not enter in there. My bad. So this, so actually, the zombie is looking pretty bad for how much damage it's taken. It looks like it's barely on his feet at this point.
Okay, so I'll use my first attack against him, and then the second attack to just like do like a belly kick to the next guy.
Okay. So 8, 11. So your first hit definitely, you kick this zombie right in the face, and it's a pretty mean hit. So let me go ahead and do. It's got to do a saving throw because it's a zombie. See, and that's a DC 5 plus the damage taken, so 5 plus 11. Oh yeah, it does not make it save. The zombie falls to the floor, a useless heap of flesh. And this other guy here, 27, excellent critical. 11 plus 5, 16. So
I don't think the Cestus can actually crit though, so I think it's just a 1.
Okay, yeah. Let me see. Yeah, we're not going to give that. I'm not going to give the set. Yeah, that wouldn't make any sense for the Cestus to somehow critically hit it. Okay, so 11 plus 1. Yeah, we'll do the 4. Fuck it. Might as well. You hit him pretty hard. I'll give you the higher of the 2. So let's see. With that, 11 plus 4, 15 damage. So your belly kick to that zombie must have ruptured something in there, because you see bile starting to leak out from his abdomen, the little cavities in it and stuff, and it looks like it's barely hanging on.
I'm just gonna stay where I'm at.
All right, Valyria, it is now your turn.
So if I have an ability with a 5-foot radius, that would only cover 1 square, right?
Yes, that would be all of the squares immediately surrounding you. So basically, the only enemy who would be affected is the zombie next to Sin and Sin himself.
Well, I tell it where it goes, and then it has a 5-foot radius.
Okay, so yeah, that would basically be like if you targeted the Flame Skull, it would hit the Flame Skull plus everything around it. I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to clarify the size of this. Alright. I want to move up on the skeleton's body so I can see the other two to the...
Alright, so let me see here. 2 on the right over here, that's the ones you want to see?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Gone ahead and that was a 5-foot step.
And then I want to use Moonbeam on that guy.
Alright. So if you use it on this guy, it won't hit anyone else. Just so you know.
Correct.
Can you shoot like the center there and hit them both?
If it's a 5-foot radius, that would hit both of them if you shot it there.
I suppose that would make more sense. Let me find the spell.
Alright, so let me see here. That's concentration up to a minute. So, that beam can actually still be on there for a whole minute. Let me go ahead and draw a shape on there for you.
Can you like redirect it?
Yeah, I can spend an action to move it up to 60 feet per turn.
Oh my god, it's like a
So I was
laser,
just gonna like rake it across the dudes like a laser, yeah.
like Kamehameha ray or something.
Okay, so there you go. That circle represents the moonbeam itself. And let me see here. 11 radiant damage for anyone who does not make their their Constitution save. So let me see here. That zombie.
How does that work for 5e? Like, it's called a resistance and whatever the other one is.
Yeah, resistance and immunity.
Not immunity.
Or no,
the
it's
opposite way.
damage. There's damage immunities and condition immunities.
I was just thinking, like, how does radiant damage work against undead?
Let me see. Actually, that's a very good question.
Is it like an auto fail or something?
Let me see. I'll have to double check that actually. That's a good question. Let's go ahead and go to the map on that one. Alright, let me see. Radiant damage in 5e.
Well, it doesn't have a direct bonus. Zombies and vampires have their special abilities harmed by radiant damage.
Okay, let's see here.
So maybe
Yeah,
if it says
radiant,
something in your...
Creatures that suffer radiant damage may become blinded, etc. The Holy Arrow sped. Yeah, it doesn't actually say if it's gonna... Yeah, it doesn't say if it's gonna do anything specifically bad to them.
Does the zombies have an ability like to come back if they're about to die, right? Is that affected by radiant damage?
The only thing is that zombies can basically, if a hit would reduce them to 0 hit points, they'd have to make a saving throw, and on a successful one, they'd go to 1 hit point. So this would probably negate that.
That's what I was
Usually
thinking.
that stuff would be listed in the monster description if it does.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah. Other than that, yeah, there's nothing else about them being specifically affected by radiant damage in this monster description, though. So it might not affect them.
I think
Alright,
it's
I was
just
just
the
curious.
kind of damage, kind of like fire and all that, where in some cases it just does it, but in other cases, specific ones, like wood creatures vulnerable to fire, and it will say that if it is. I think it's the same kind of thing.
All right.
Makes sense.
Let's see here. So this top one was unable to make his saving throw and takes 11 radiant damage from the crazy-ass moonbeam that just starts blasting itself all throughout the cavern. It's a 40-foot high cylinder, however the ceilings in this cavern are only 15 feet high, so basically it looks like this giant beam of light came down from the friggin' roof to just start searing them. Let me see here. And you can also, by the way, you can move this beam in any direction after this turn. I think you might have already mentioned that, but I'm just going to reinforce that. That you can totally move that if you want to, 60 feet in any direction. And let me see here. The second zombie manages to make his saving throw. so he will only take 5 radiant damage from that. And let me see here. Other than that, doesn't look like there's any other effect. Yep, so it's just the damage that makes that effect, so good job on that one. You managed to sear that first zombie pretty good. He looks like he's not liking it. The second one looks like he got hurt, you know, but it's not hurting him nearly as bad as the other one. And with that, we are finally down to the bottom of the list. Ulfgar, what you gonna do?
Well, I think it's time to run into the only one I can reach and attack.
Alright, and remember you are blessed, so you can add a d4 if you want.
One second.
Alright. Alright, let me see here. So, yeah, you managed to drive your axe into him. It chops into his abdomen a little bit. Does a nice amount, you know, a little chunk of him flies out, but he looks like it didn't bother him too much from your chopping. So with that, it is now back to the top of the order. Reed, it is your turn, and again, you do have a blessing, so you can add 1d4 to any of your attack or skill checks on this.
Reed's going to move forward to get line of sight on this zombie. Since he's engaged, it's going to be sneak attack.
Mm-hmm.
God damn.
Damn, really? Well, actually, that attack does hit, so go ahead and roll your sneak attack damage as well.
Is he supposed to have advantage on that one?
Since it's sneak attack, yes. Alright, so 6 plus 6. So you hit him pretty good. That arrow goes right into the zombie's neck. And the zombie does not go down. However, he's looking pretty bad at this point. Like, you got him pretty good with that one. He could be going down at any time now. So with that, let me see here. Alright, with that, now it is the Flame Skull's turn. Teehee. Alright, so the Flame Skull decides that it's going to cast Magic Missile. And it targets Valeria with it. That's it. Oh, wow. And it totally gets a critical, but fucking wastes it. So, Valeria, you managed to take 4 force damage from the Flame Skull's flurry of magic missiles. Oh wait, no, it's actually 3 glowing darts. So let me see here. So it's targeting you with all 3 of them. So we'll roll the next 2. 2d20 plus 2. So let me see now. Darts all strike simultaneously. Okay, so yeah, I was about to say I don't think I have to make an attack roll for each one separately. Alright, so with that you actually take 6 damage total. So, let me see here. The Flame Skull kind of cackles maniacally and sends some magic missiles flying into you, but they don't hurt that bad.
Oh, magic missile is different at 5e than I remember.
Yeah, it's yeah, see, basically, yeah, 3 glowing darts, and they all strike simultaneously. You can target different people with them or the same guy, but yeah, it's d4 plus 1 force damage, so... Actually, yeah, that's
it's a Pathfinder
8
where they
damage.
auto hit. You don't have to actually roll like an attack roll.
Yeah, I know, right? But I guess it's a bit more realistic that you could possibly jump out of the way.
Right.
So let's see. With that, it is now Kiv's turn.
Yeah, Kiv is very surprised to see that skull cast a fucking spell, so he's gonna attack it again.
All right, go for it. Let's see. Wow. Shit. Well, that would have been a really good hit, but you just zapped so close to it. You might have singed one of the flames itself coming out of the skull, but you didn't hit the flame skull itself.
Gotcha. And I'm gonna give a little inspiration to Ulfgar here and just kind of encourage him with the zombie in front of him.
All right, and that was let me see. You see, that was, how'd that spell work again? Give me a link to it really quick. Okay, Bardic Inspiration. There we go. So, okay, yeah, so you get a d6 of inspiration to use at your leisure within the next 10 minutes, Ulfgar.
Groovy.
Alright. So next is Sin's turn. And Sin, again, you also have a blessing.
Okay. Gonna scoot up to here. And going clockwise, I'm just gonna do 3 attacks, and I'm just gonna go clockwise. Just 1 punch to each one.
Okay, so you're going to start at the bottom left.
I'll start with the skull, because he's the one that's freaking me out right now.
Alright, so go ahead and do that. Link up your attacks, and we'll go, yep, clockwise, just like you were saying.
And for the flurry of blows, so this guy, sorry, the skull is going to be just like a normal hit. The next 2 are going to be flurry of blows, and it's going to be strength check or be knocked prone.
Okay. Yeah, because, let me see here. Flame Skull, actually could be knocked prone, technically. It doesn't have a condition immunity to that.
That's fine.
Let's see, so your attack on the Flame Skull misses. However, the other 2 zombies are effectively hit. So let's go ahead and do the check on this one. That was a strength? Okay. Dexterity.
Oh, no, right.
Yeah, the description says dexterity. I didn't know if you could choose that or not. Let me see here. So, dexterity, which your lucky zombies aren't too dexterous. So, the zombie... Wow! Believe it or not, that first one manages to make his saving throw. Yeah, against all odds, I guess just this is the day that this guy's... He's like, nah, I'm not going down, bro.
He's been waiting hundreds of years for this.
Yeah, I guess so. Let's see if the next one is as inspired as this one. Actually, yes, surprisingly, but that's not going to do it any good because it's about to die. You are punching the crap out of it. So let's make his constitution check because, let me see here. DC 5 plus damage taken, you took 9 plus another... Oh wait, that's only on the saving throw, right? That it would take that initial additional damage?
No, that's just the Cestus. So,
oh, okay.
It's just whatever.
So,
however
see,
you want to rule Cestus
9 plus
damage
6.
with critical hit, I don't really know.
I'll just give you, since it's going to roll it twice, I'll give you the higher of the 2 rolls.
Okay.
So let's see, 9 plus 4 plus 5. Ooh, just barely. So this zombie manages, it takes a pretty heavy hit from you, but against all odds, you just couldn't kill that zombie. So next up, we have Valeria's turn.
Which zombie was the last one he just hit?
That's this one to the left.
Don't forget about your plus 1d4 if needed on attack rolls.
Oh yeah, can I use that on the skull?
Yes, you could. We'll go ahead and say you can add a d4. That might give you what you need, so go ahead and roll a d4. Yes! Okay, so turn back the clock a little bit. You did manage to hit the skull for 10 damage. Just barely. You punched it right in his dumb skull face. And let me see here. It's got to make a strength saving throw as well, right? Or is that just the other 2?
Oh, that was just a normal attack.
Okay, so yeah, you do manage to hit the skull just barely, but you did hit it. The skull takes a pretty good crack in the cheek where you hit it, and it's looking like it's not having a good time. So that skull is pretty pissed off at this point, but it's looking. If a skull could look tired, this one looks tired.
Wow, that's a durable skull.
Yeah, right. Built to last. All right, Valeria, it is now your turn.
Alright, I'm gonna move up to the zombie that barely survived and hit him with my shillelagh.
Alright. So 20 to hit, 12 bludgeoning damage. Alright, let's see if the zombie finally goes down on this one, because that's a pretty high check it's going to have to make there. So you hit it with your shillelagh, and it goes down. The zombie finally collapses to the ground. No longer a threat to anyone. Alright, with that, now the zombies are finally going to have a turn. And
At the beginning of their turn, if they're in the moonbeam, they take another 2d10.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think they take another 2d10, right? So let me see here. And they got to make their Constitution saving throw and maybe take half damage in that result, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so they would take 5 damage unless they can make a saving throw. So the one on the top on the north side is the one who's going to have to make the saving throw, which is Dexterity, right? So, or is, let's see. Actually, no, it was a Constitution saving throw, my bad. Well, either way, it failed that one pretty miserably, so this zombie on its way out of the beam does take 5 damage. It's looking like it's having a pretty bad day. Let me see what his speed is. So, the zombie, oh god, these things are slow too, so... Zombie manages to hobble out of the moonbeam, come up to Sin, and tries to give him an attack. So, let me see here. It slams his body towards Sin, and is actually able to hit him pretty effectively. Sin takes 11 damage. So Sin's not having a good time right now. That zombie, it made it work. So with that,
Jeez.
yeah, wow. Let's see, next is, that one is dead. Let's go to this one, who also must now make his Constitution saving throw, the one in the southern part of the moonbeam.
So does that totally look like aliens trying to abduct somebody or something? Like, is that what the moonbeam looks like?
Kinda, yeah. It's a big beam of intense moonlight coming down from the ceiling of the cavern. So let's see. That one is not able to make it either. So he takes an additional 5 damage. And let me see here. He's not feeling good. So let me see where this zombie can go. He can also move 20 feet. So he is going to, after taking his damage, move toward the druid who he presumes created it in his dumb zombie brain, and he's going to try and slam into the druid. Valyria, however, you are able to dodge out of his clumsy zombie body, and you take no damage. Alright, next up is this zombie right here. And let's see here. He can... Alright, yeah, so he's going to go ahead and shamble up to Sin and try and make his attack. No good, though. He is not even, like, trying, honestly. They barely made it up there, and now he's, like, swung at you very weakly. Nothing happens from him. Next is this zombie right here, who's going to stay where he is and see if he can try his luck at hitting Sin. Which he does, just barely, for 6 bludgeoning damage. Sin, you're looking pretty battered out here.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's an understatement.
When the monk thinks he can tank. Alright, next up it is Ulfgar's turn. What you gonna do, Ulfgar?
Let's see. More attempts at justice, I suppose.
Alright, let's see here. 20 to hit, and that's on this guy right here. So, let's see. 22 to hit, actually. So, yeah, you definitely hit him for 7 damage. Let me see. Have him make his Constitution save. However, you hit him with your axe, and he almost goes down, but he just kind of barely rises up and is able to survive that hit.
Garces.
And for whatever reason, this guy... Huh. Hang on. I don't know why that guy's turn didn't show up. Yeah, I'm not sure why, but that zombie's turn did not show up originally. We've got it fixed, though. Alright, so my apologies on that little technical error right there. Should be good from now on out, though. Alright, so that zombie does not go down. And with that, wow, these zombies just have the worst initiative I've ever seen. Okay, so we're back at the top of the order. Reed, it is now your turn.
Okay, he sees that Sin is having some problems, so he steps up. takes aim at the flaming head. And he's still considered engaged, right?
Yes. Yeah, since he was just fighting, then yes, that will still be considered engaged. So 22 to hit with 7 piercing damage. You do manage to hit him, so roll your crit. Right there, 7 plus 7. So you shoot the flame skull, and let me see here. Okay, so you shoot the flame skull with your arrow, and it goes right into its glowing eye. The flame skull lets out a horrible, ear-piercing shriek before it falls to the ground, and its flames go out forever. So, let me see here. Next up, it is Sin's turn.
It's Kiv's.
Or Kiv's turn, excuse me.
No problem. Alright, Kiv's gonna run in a little bit, and he's gonna aim for this guy over kind of behind Sin.
Alright.
And blast him in the face.
Alright, let's see. And that blast does manage to hit him right in his zombie face. So he takes 5 force damage. Okay.
And then as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing Word on Sin.
Okay. You see, Sin. So that managed to restore 5 hit points. Sin, you feel a little bit better. Like someone just kissed your wound and now you're a little bit stronger now.
Appreciate it.
Alright.
That's it.
Alright, so Sin, now it is your turn.
Let's see here. How these guys came out with just a moonbeam, right?
Yes.
So do they look pretty bad? Like, is this the guy that got charred right here?
This guy got charred right here. And so did this one. They both got hit in the moonbeam. Or no, wait. Yeah, this guy has just been sitting in the back of the cavern. It's these 2 bottom ones that were in the beam. So
Okay.
this one's looking pretty bad. This one's looking about maybe he's at half strength from when he first got hit. And same goes for this guy.
I'm gonna take another key point, and I'm gonna just normal attack the middle, and then flurry of blows the other 2, and try to knock them prone again.
Okay. Okay, so middle one, you definitely hit him. Let me see for...
Before I do that, one of them's a critical failure, but for the 13, I want to use a D4.
Okay. Go ahead and use that D4.
So 14.
14. Well, believe it or not, you actually hit all 3. So,
Well, I critically failed, right? So
critically failed. I mean, if... Yeah, we would have to confirm to see if it's an absolute miss. Because that's normally, at least as far as I've known on critical failures, is you roll to confirm an absolute failure. So...
D20 plus 5.
Yeah, so in this case, you damn near miss, but you actually make it. So, so yeah, you do manage to successfully hit all 3. The first one takes 10 damage. That's the guy in the middle. Let's go ahead and take a look and see how he does. He's not the flame skull. He should be the zombie, but whatever. So, that first one in the middle, he drops to the floor. You punched him in the stomach and must have ruptured something pretty good because he is no longer an effective fighter. As for this one at the top, let me see. He takes 8 damage and a 16 dexterity saving throw. So he takes 8 damage and he is knocked on his ass as well. So let me see here. As for this last one, takes 10 damage plus DC 16. So this one also takes a pretty good little punch to his zombie head, which knocks him to the floor, and he is now on his back. So they're both...
Take advantage on prone enemies.
Yep. So now that these 2 are on the floor, they will need to spend their move action to get up, but first they're going to have someone who can attack them with advantage if they so wish. So let me see here. Sin, do you want to make a move action, or are you going to stay where you are?
No, it's too dangerous to move. I'll just stay here.
Okay. Next, Valyria, it is your turn.
For my action, I want to roll my moonbeam right up behind those 3 dudes.
Let me see. Okay, so yeah, this... Okay, yeah, I see what you're talking about. So you can go ahead and do that. That's less than 60 feet. So now they're going to have to go ahead. Roll your 2d8 damage. Or 2d10, excuse me. So 13. So they're both going to have to make a Constitution saving throw or take full damage. So here's the top ones, which it takes half damage. However, that might be enough to knock it out and kill it completely. So it's going to have to make another Constitution save.
It doesn't work against radiant damage.
Let me see. It's not under the creeper. It's not under the creature description. So at this point, I'm going to say no, unless it was actually specifically stated. Undead Fortitude. Okay, wait. Ah, yes, you're right. My apologies. Yes, so this is actually from a radiant hit. So this will not affect. Yeah, so that actually it manages to kill the zombie outright. So with that, let's go ahead and see if the other one could make its Constitution check. I mean, it's not going to matter either way, but let's check. Yep, so he takes full damage and is also killed. So, all three of them are now dead.
Doom.
For my bonus action, I'd like to cast another healing word on Set.
Okay. And let me see here. Oh yeah, you got. All you need to do is click that. So 4 more hit points have been restored to Sin. Sin, you're feeling kind of better now.
5, because it's my wisdom modifier not being factored.
You're right. Okay, so yeah, actually you managed to take healed for 9. Sin, you're feeling pretty good at this point. You're feeling much better than you did a minute ago.
And I'm kidding.
Okay, so let's see here whose turn is next. Alright, so that is this zombie down here in the bottom. He is going to, let me see here. Yeah, this guy right here is going to run up to Ulfgar and try and attack him. Which, he does, just barely. Ulfgar, you take 4 damage from the zombie slamming his old bones into your body.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Ouchies, right? So next, this zombie over here runs up and sees if he can try his luck slamming into Ulfgar as well. Which he does not. His hits aren't as good as the other guys. Next is a zombie who is next to Sin, who is going to attack him. Yeah, that was a pathetic hit. He doesn't even come close to hitting you, Sin. Don't panic, you're just fine. And let's see here. All the other zombies are dead, so now it is Ulfgar's turn.
I'm going to attack the left one of the 2 in front of me.
Alright. Let's see. Nice! So yeah, you definitely hit that one on the left there. Do 5 damage with your battle axe.
Yeah, and then I'm going to add the radiant damage, one of my spells. So that's 2d8 plus 1 more for me, and I'm dead.
Okay, so 2d8. $10 damage. So, all right, that radiant damage does some pretty effective damage to him. He looks like he's singed and burned pretty badly, but he's still coming at you. Still got that hungry look in his eyes.
He's got hungry eyes.
I knew it, goddammit. I knew one of you motherfuckers would get that. Alright, Reed, we're on you.
Okay, so... since Sid's still kind of in trouble, but not as much as he was, he's going to try to shoot at that guy.
Alright. Alright, let me see. 4 piercing damage, and then roll your crit. Or not your crit, your sneak attack. So 4 plus 10. Alright, so 14 total. Let's go ahead and have him do his Constitution save. Ooh, man, he makes it though. The zombie takes a pretty heavy hit from that arrow going into his eye. but he manages to get up off the ground and is, you know, still coming at you. Still wants to swing at you. And now we are on to Kiv.
Kiv's just gonna stab this guy with a dagger.
Alright, go stabby stabby. Let's see. 8 to hit. You do manage to hit him, so let's see here. He gets stabbed right in his in the zombie gut and lives. The zombie does not go down yet.
Why won't you die?
Right. Next it is Sin's turn.
I'm just gonna punch and kick this guy right next to me.
Alright, let's see. 9 plus 4, 13 plus another. Holy shit. Well, this is going to take a miracle for him to make it. It was the opposite of a miracle. The zombie goes down pretty easily under this just furious beating you gave him.
And Sin has a look of relief.
Alright, Valeria, you go ahead.
I want to slide back and see if I can like maneuver the moonbeam into the wall right here without burning anybody.
Let's see here. You would end up either singeing. You would end up singeing Reed at one point, because there's no really way to make it smaller.
Can I bring it over by me through the wall and just singe myself instead?
Let me see if that could maneuver that way. Let's see. At one point it would end up hitting somebody. See, the only way I could think of is like you'd have to go all the way around yourself through the wall, but that would probably take more than one round.
Okay, then I'm going to leave the moonbeam where it is, just, you know, illuminate the room a little bit. And I'm gonna come down to the zombies and hit the one right in front of me with my shillelagh.
Alright.
Is it at advantage because we're all like surrounding him?
Yeah, he's flanked, so that would be at advantage.
I can roll another d20 to see if it's a crit, but I assume that's it.
That is, yeah, that's going to be a hit. You can roll and check for a crit if you want. Yeah, so either way, it's hitting. Alright, so 10 plus 5. Okay, so the hit with your powerful nature-imbued shillelagh manages to bring the zombie down to the ground. You crack its skull in, cave the whole thing in. The zombie's no good now. So with that, there's only one zombie remaining, who is going to see if he can attack this new druid who just killed his zombie friend. Which he doesn't. He doesn't even come close to hitting you. Swings really hard, but it's a complete miss. And now, Ulfgar, it is your turn.
Alright. Looks like there's only one thing to do.
Alright, let's see here. 19 to hit, 5. So let's see here. 10. Let's see if this, you do manage to hit him with your axe. Cuts deep and definitely slices the zombie's head right off. It falls down to the ground, no longer being effective at combating you, which means you have defeated all the zombies and the flame skull. Let's see. Alright, so let me just calculate your experience really quick.
While you're calculating that,
Uh,
I'm just gonna look to the party and be like, I highly suggest we take a rest.
I can deal with that.
I'm going to second that. That was a lot of magic.
Alright, so for defeating the zombies and the flame skulls, give yourselves each 1,000 experience.
Oh shit.
Raid's gonna look around the room for cool shit.
Alright, let's see here.
After I take it off advantage.
Let's see here. Investigation,
Rolls are
perception.
13 anyway, so.
All right, let's see if you found anything cool.
While the
So,
searching is happening, I'm gonna sit down and meditate.
all right, so
Me too.
after searching, you are unable to find anything of particular interest. Reed, you can tell that there's kind of a magical aura in this room. If you wanted to make an Arcana check, you could try and detect where the aura is coming from.
If you're using hit dice, add 3 for the Song of Rest.
Okay.
Playing my flute a little bit as we all heal up a little bit.
Is that for every hit die that I use, or
No, I think it's just once.
so +3?
Okay, so Reed, you're able to tell that there is a magical aura coming from the northern part of this room, which, you know, you can see there's a cavern here. You can't see around the corner over toward the north, but you can tell north of where you are, there's definitely a magical aura of some kind.
Reed announces it to the group. I sense magic.
Where? Point?
Somewhere off to the north in some cavern.
Yeah, you can tell it's probably... There's a room right here with a door. You can tell it's probably coming from in there.
I'm going to go sneaky sneak and go investigate. Why must you fail me?
Alright, so... Alright, you know what? You're able to peek in, and you see that there appears to be a spectator in there kind of talking to himself, muttering. He does not notice you. But you can see it. It's a large workshop that was badly damaged by, whatever laid waste to the mine here. Work tables take up 2 corners of the room that are scorched, and the plaster has been burned off the masonry, or the plaster has been burned off the masonry walls. In the middle of the room, there's a stone pedestal with a small brazier, has an eerie green flame dancing out of it. The brazier and its pedestal appear to have been untouched by whatever came through here. Beyond the brazier is the spherical creature. It's got a big eye and 4 eye stalks protruding from its central mass. However, it has not yet noticed you.
Quietly closes the door. And he makes his way back to the group with like this holy fucking shit look in his eyes. Guys, you're not going to believe this. There's this giant creature. Well, I don't know about giant. It's like a floating eye with a bunch of other eyes sticking out of it. And yeah.
That sounds like a sight to behold.
Shut up.
God damn you.
Would Sin kind of know what he's describing?
Let me see. Sin? Let me see here. You see, you have spent some considerable time in the Underdark, so... Yeah, I would say that you would know what he's describing, that you know it's a spectator, which is a beholderkin.
Oh, shit. And I know those are really bad news. So I kind of just like tell everybody what I kind of know about beholders and spectators. Which is whatever you say I know. I don't really
Yeah, so basically you're able to tell them that the spectators are that beholders in general are powerful magical creatures. They float around, they're able to fly, they have their large, mouths full of teeth, and they have lots of eyes. They're intelligent creatures though, and they're not necessarily evil or good. They kind of serve their own. They usually have their own purpose for existing, so they may not necessarily be evil or good. But they are generally known to be powerful magic users and quite intelligent.
So you're saying we could talk to it?
Yes.
Shall I go talk to it?
No!
Yeah, send the dumb guy to talk to the smart thing.
Hey, I've actually got some really good persuasion abilities because of my high charisma score.
That is a good point.
But he's charming.
That is a good point.
Do we have anything we'd want to say to it?
Ulfgar's a good spokesman, but he shouldn't be the brain to the outfit. Tell Ulfgar what to say, and he might say it well, but don't count him to figure it out.
So it looks at Sans, you're saying that there's a reason this thing exists.
They usually have their own pursuits, just like any other sentient being. Yes.
So if we could figure out what it is that he's after, maybe we can pursue to be an ally.
Do we
Possibly.
even know if we can speak its language?
No.
Such an infernal creature might not just speak in common.
He wiggles his fingers. It's magic. I'm sure they can figure it out.
Let's ask it if it speaks our language.
Fucking genius.
Capital!
Jesus Christ.
Capital plan, my dude.
Well, seeing as I know these things are generally from my neck of the woods, I do speak Undercommon, so maybe I could try to talk to it.
Sounds like a plan to me. Just be prepared to die.
Yeah.
So what are we gonna say though? Like, are you just gonna ask it why it's here and see if we can help it?
Or it help us.
I mean, I guess if you wanted to, we could just walk by the door. We don't even have to go in there.
So we're going to like Abbey Road this shit and just like walk by and hope it notices us.
We could try to sneak by. I think if we're gonna open that door and talk to it, we should know exactly what we're gonna say to it. We shouldn't just wing it.
Or we can just ignore it and just keep walking down this area. Just in
One
case.
other thing to be aware of is that first magic spell that I cast when we were dealing with the zombies, Thunderwave, generally makes a fairly loud noise in a fairly large radius. It may already know that something is going on out here between that and the various noise we've made. We would have to be very quiet.
And I wonder why it didn't like notice me when it peeked open the door.
Perhaps
it
it's
should have
chosen
already been
to
alert.
disregard us as unimportant, but
You
it's
did
just
mention it had many eyes. It surely saw you with its many eyes.
I don't know. As far as I could tell, it was just floating there minding its own business when I peeked.
I think it probably would do us well to at least.
Should
see
I
if
walk in
it's-
there and ask it if it noticed me?
I was going to suggest that actually.
Excuse me, did you see me earlier?
I could ask for you if you're embarrassed.
Jesus Christ.
Give attempts to veto this plan.
it's just my hit die.
Like I said, it has. They're
Oh,
not
God,
necessarily
we can-
evil or anything. So I think we
Oh.
could strike a conversation with it like any other sentient being.
Hmm.
I mean, if we're going after the black spider and we can turn it to our side, we can use all the help we can get.
And they are
Is the
typically-
black spider? No, I don't know.
There's only one way to find out. Either that or ignore it.
This could also be the evil that my mentor was referring to.
Evil?
I do not know that for a fact, but
Well, I
this
guess that
creature
seals that
is as
deal
powerful.
as far as Ulfgar is concerned. You
If
just
it's
have the
evil.
evil
We should
E
destroy
word.
it.
we shouldn't ignore something that has great power and whose intentions we do not understand.
So, can anyone here detect evil?
Looks at Paladin.
Pretty sure the
I mean-
paladin can.
Technically, I mean, I can. It's it detects like I think undead, fiends, and fae, but it doesn't actually detect evil per se.
You have,
But at least I have the spell.
you don't have the spell detect evil?
Let me see if I have that.
A paladin that doesn't detect evil?
think it is-
What sort of paladin are you?
What good are you?
I don't know. Maybe turning an entire room of undead good. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I did kind of prove my worth earlier. If you guys are gonna be like that, you want to be a bunch of dicks.
Also, if we are concerned about the abilities of whoever we need to send in there and want to round them out, I can perhaps assist with some magic. If we need someone to be very persuasive or come up with a very intelligent
All right, there we go.
argument.
For the duration, you know if there is an aberration, celestial, elemental, fae, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you. Oh, don't we already know beholders are an aberration?
Yeah, I mean, you would know if I mean, basically, if you used it and it was an aberration, you'd detect it from that room.
What I mean is, do we already know that from what he described, like what he knows of them?
I
We already
mean,
know it's an
you could logically infer that based on its description of what it is, then you'd know it's an aberration, you know?
Yes, I was going to say the spell wouldn't do anything besides go, yep, it's an aberration, all right. It won't tell us its motives or goals. It's still based on the creature's type,
Yeah.
which is annoying. But yeah, they don't.
and we're going to find out what's going on. We just got to go in there and ask it.
Yeah, I mean,
Alright,
all
do
the
we-
conclusions that we're coming to is we have to confront it eventually. So
I can be pretty persuasive when I want to be. If you guys have a tactic we want to try, I'd be happy to.
and I could try to translate for you somewhat if it does speak Undercommon.
Are we more concerned about understanding its motives or turning it to our side?
Well, I'm trying to figure out if its motives align with ours.
And I think that would help. That would go a long way in helping us figure out how to get it to help us. You know, like if we know what it's after, we might be able to offer it or threaten to prevent it. You know.
Then we should be careful to send someone who's insightful.
And we can ask if it's evil or not. And if it's evil, we can do something about it.
I agree that we should confront this creature. We should just be careful in choosing who does so.
I volunteer for this dangerous mission.
I say send the Underdark one in there, since they have the most in common. Well, if no one's going to argue my point, I guess we can just send Sid in there and just have
Yeah.
him talk it out.
I volunteered.
Well, we said we are going to send somebody and fight insightful in there, so that's not you.
I'm insightful, but let
I
me
don't
see.
know what that means, but I still am willing to help.
I mean, unless we send both of you in there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty big room. There's nothing preventing more than one person
Well,
from
let's
going
just all
inside.
maybe let's just all go in there.
Let us
figured
go
that
then. I will go
more
and lead the
people-
way.
Well,
Before we do that,
Okay.
if we plan on Sin being our spokesperson, I would like to enhance ability on him to give him advantage on all charisma checks.
All
Oh
right.
god, I'm gonna need those. I'm gonna need those real
Evil
bad.
Splendor. And then
All right. That's
also
good.
provide him some guidance.
Well, I still got guidance up from before.
Well, that was your blessing, and it's been more than, a minute, so that blessing
Oh.
should actually be gone now.
Oh,
No, I meant,
actually, I
thought
can't do
I thought
guidance.
he gave me guidance.
Guidance, it only lasts up to a minute, so...
That's fine. So guidance again, whatever.
We're gonna negate the guidance because they're both concentration. I forgot.
Okay, so we'll do enhance
just get
ability, which lasts up to an hour, as opposed to the guidance, which lasts to a minute. Okay.
I'm
So-
gonna open the door.
All right, you open the door, and the green floating creature with the eye stalks turns around and looks at all of you. And inside of your head, or let me see, inside your head, you hear a burbling voice say, "Hello."
Good morrow.
So as far
I
as you can
speak
tell,
out
it's
in Undercommon. I just say hello.
you speak
I-
Undercommon. You, by the way, you can all hear this in your head. Like this is basically he's communicating with you psychically.
What?
This creature, whatever it's doing to communicate, you can hear the voice inside of your head in your language, even though its lips are not moving.
We come here to find out what it is you are doing here.
Oh, summoned here to guard the forge I was, long ago. And guarding the forge I am.
Who are you guarding it for?
I'm guarding it for the wizards who created the forge, and guarding it I am.
Where are the wizards?
I don't know. They left and said they would come back. Maybe they came back now. Are you the wizards?
We are not the wizards, but we could help you find them if you can tell us what you know.
Well, I know that long ago the arcane forge was created. This whole mine was dedicated to it. You see, the dwarves and the gnomes started mining here, but then they discovered the well of energy, which lies in this forge. Wizards came along and used it to imbue weapons and armor with magic power. Those same wizards told me to guard the forge when they were gone, And so I do, and here I am, guarding the forge.
So at this point, Reed steps forward and describes everything they've seen before, as far as like all the dead bodies and the stuff that hasn't been touched for centuries.
Oh yes, of course, the zombies sometimes come in, but that's normal. I've been fighting the zombies off every time they come.
I'm just saying, you're aware that if it's been 300 years since anyone's last been here, the probability of your wizard still surviving is pretty slim.
I suppose not. Maybe. But I will guard the forge.
And just so you know, there's a person that's rather evil here that's kind of invaded this fort and is using it, and we're actually here to help flush him out because he's pretty nefarious.
He's an enemy of the wizards, I believe.
Is he now?
Isn't that right, Ulfgar?
Yes, I have heard that he is an enemy of the wizards, and we would be honored to have you fight alongside us if you could.
Oh yeah, let's see about that.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
I told you, Ulfgar may be stupid, but he's charming.
An enemy of the wizards? He must want to threaten the forge. I must guard the forge.
Yes, you must, and we will help you guard the forge.
Very
Come with
good.
us to defeat this enemy.
Very good. I will guard the forge and help you. So now you have a spectator following you around to help you guard the forge.
Hey guys, guess what? He's going to help us. Because I have no idea. They can all hear this in their head too.
Well, I don't think there's anything here that can, really attack your forge at this point since we cleared everything out.
Silence!
All right. Well, now you have a follower. So the spectator at this time will help you, until you've cleared out cleared out whatever you say the threat to the forge is. He's going to help you fight it. So now you have a follower. Congratulations. There's a spectator following you.
So at this point, he turns around and looks at Sin. Don't try to ride it.
Can I ask about the nature of this magic forge you've been guarding?
Yes.
Tell us more.
The arcane forge was discovered hundreds of years ago. Originally, the Glittering Cavern was just a mine. But one day, a wave of arcane energy blasted out from this room. And that didn't take long to get around to the wizards. The wizards then came and discovered that this was a powerful arcane well. And so they harnessed the power and agreed with the goblins and the gnomes that the forge must be created to forge lots of magical armor and weapons. And so the forge is here today.
I have an idea about what we can do with this place.
None have been seen in this mine for hundreds of years, though. I was starting to think they weren't coming back.
I don't know if you guys can hear what he's saying, but this forge might actually be really useful for us. You see, according to him, hundreds of years ago, they were their mine.
God damn it!
Thank you. Well, if we bring back proof that the wizards are still alive and we're allied with them, I'm sure we can gain access to this forge.
Or if we can prove that the wizards are not alive, but we are here to carry on their duties.
That too.
Well, anyway, let's go find this evil.
And who exactly are the wizards anyway?
The wizards were from the Arch-Magi Council.
Oh, the Arch-Magi Council. What is
Of course.
The Arch-Magi Council?
How stupid was I to not realize that they're from the Arch-Magi Council?
I don't know what that is. I would like to know more.
They are a great council of wizards all across the land. They worship the man-made god Zodak. They oversee all magical goings on in the realm.
Wow.
Can we make like a history check or something about this, or do
Yeah.
we know that this is an ongoing thing?
I mean, that's a pretty commonly known thing that the Arch-Magi Council exists, and you wouldn't have to make a check to know that the Arch-Magi Council exists. They're a bunch of wizards who say they're in charge of magic shit. That's what you would know without making a check. If you wanted more information, you could make a history check. You could, if you want to check it about either the forge you found or the cave or even the council, whichever you want to make a check on.
Okay, I'm going to make a history check, try to find out why the Archmage Council hasn't tried to hold this area. If that makes sense.
Yeah, kind of find out what happened with this place.
I'm stupid. Duh.
Yeah, so you have no idea you have no idea what this cave even is or why the Archmagi Council aren't looking for it. Ulfgar, however, from what you can remember, you don't know a whole lot, but you remember hearing of a certain cave where Huh? What was that?
You don't know a lot. I was like, that's the truth.
Yeah. What you do remember is you've heard a story about gnomes and dwarves who found a magic cave, and there was a forge there for making magic weapons. You remember that some dark force, killed a bunch of people in the cave, and it was lost. That's about all you can remember. So basically, until you've come here recently, this cave was thought to be lost forever.
This is incredible. Legends have told of this story. We must secure this place and make it a base of operations for ourselves. Great things can be done with my people.
I wonder why the Black Spider hasn't been by here to try to take the forge for himself.
At this point, I would almost say like your job is done.
But we need to go find this evil first.
All right, well, let's move on then.
Go down the stairs.
All right. Well, it's actually getting to about a time where I'm going to have to kind of lay it to rest for this week, but got a lot of stuff done here. Managed to recruit a follower because Ulfgar used his amazing power of suggestion. Holy crap. So, yeah, other than that, I think we're going to wrap it up for this week and save the rest for next week. But, I mean, great job to everybody. And thanks to everyone else who's been watching. Remember, if you're done here and you want some more games, go ahead and check out Phoenix Talon on YouTube. He's our good friend. Other than that, we'll all see you next week. Thank you.